Hi everyone, welcome to our finale of Favoured Sons, Pendragon, year 484. I'm Bob the GM. I have with me the standout crew, Thomas, Mark, and Liam. Why don't we just go down the list for some last introductions of our Favoured Sons before we get in.
Oh, my name's Thomas, and I'll be playing Sir Goratrix of Winterbourne Stoke.
Oh.
Oh no.
And you're missing out. But one thing is for sure, I've had a blast playing him, and a blast playing him alongside you guys.
Aww.
Alright, then I guess it's my turn.
Indeed.
Hi, I have been Mark, and I have been playing, well, I was playing Sir Edward. I'm not playing him currently because, spoilers, but he kind of died. So, swings and roundabouts. But I've had a lot of fun playing him and playing with you guys for this kind of prologue thing, and I'm looking forward to what we have in the future.
And Liam.
I'm Liam, everybody. Hello. I will be playing Sir Dallin of Durnford, and it's been a long road. But we're finally here at the end of the first step of our great journey here. So I'm very looking forward to seeing how it all resolves, and I look forward to seeing you all again next week.
All right. So yeah, tonight's going to be much the same as we're used to. We're going to dive right in, and we're going to see where things fall and where things end. We're going to start tonight in a similar fashion to most of our campaigns so far, with a feast. All right, and here we go. So I'm going to give the players a quick chance to see around the feast, because I actually updated the feast in advance this time, so people that are displaying their icons, they're the ones that are actually here. So this is who's at the feast. Why don't you all take a look around?
Beautiful.
And I positioned Goratrix and Dallin. I didn't actually have you guys roll yet, so why don't we do that part first? I think that's important. Let's see where you're sitting.
'Tis indeed an important first step.
If you botch and you're on the floor, this is just a matter of like seating arrangements were messed up and
Not to immediately throw a wrench in, but did we add our glory from the big battle?
No, you don't do that till the end of the year.
To the end of the year, that's right. Okay. Here we go.
Hey.
That is a 8 out of 14 success.
And I got a critical.
Did you?
Did you?
Oh my. I got 12 out of 12. Will come soon. Roll 20 has been read. I can send a screenshot if you like.
I believe you, but
I'm
certainly
Thomas is reading up
my
numbers. He's like, yeah,
laptop
I got a crit and
Yeah, I got a crit. You guys, really? It's
What do you
so
know?
impressive.
Another crit! Who would have thought?
Oh, man.
It did happen, and it will be coming. Just give me a quick sec.
You sure about that?
I'm actually going to turn on my hotspot. I've learnt my lesson now.
Now that you have a crit that we can't see, yeah, that's
Now that I have a crit you can't see. Yes. Okay,
if it makes there we go.
there we go.
Hey, look at
And
that.
I see your thing too.
Well, I'll be damned.
Goratrix has earned the benefit that no one wants. You are above the salt and cannot pull cards for this set.
Yay! Yay! That's so good, you guys.
You know, if there's one thing I hope they change in 6, it should be like, and you can pull cards at one level higher than previous. I get the why. I get why. The goal, the idea is when you're that important, it's like you don't have time to go mingle and do all these things like these encounters. You're above the salt, so you're busy. So this is probably Goratrix getting some recognition for felling one of the commanders, right, in the last battle.
Yeah.
Was
And ostensibly, probably because of his victory.
Oh yes, that too. So you are absolved of your, of your shame, basically. No seppuku required.
Well, most.
Oh, wait, wrong game.
Excellent.
Okay, and then we have, of course, a brief introduction into one of our main boys for the upcoming Pendragon stream, Florence. We've seen Florence once on screen, but when we get to Florence's turn, we'll for sure give you an introductory option mark here, because some stuff happening. Some keys to call out. You'll notice some of your family folk are here. Dulois and Lady Ira are here. The Count and Lady are present. Your favorite House of Newton is here. Florence, your sire's here. Branwen is here, the knight, Dame Branwen, who you haven't seen for some time. And of course, all your surviving Squire boys.
Squire boys!
And Lady Violet. And Sir Mig. What do you folks remember about Mig? Let's do that part.
I remember that he's Dowd from Dishonored. That's about it.
I think he was the cupbearer, from what I remember.
Yeah. Cupbearer and right-hand man to Count Roderick. I believe we used him to get an introduction with either the king or Count Roderick in relation to the cult business.
He's also
That's right.
Yeah, he's the castellan of Tilshead, which has been built specifically to combat the troubles in the forest, right? Not just the troubles in that forest, but the Fey folk in the north near Summerland, right? Forest gloom or forest glamour, depending on which side you're on.
If you believe in that kind of thing.
Right. Okay, so why don't we dive in with Goretrix? You know what? I'm gonna give you guys just a general intrigue roll before we even start. See if what you might have heard already.
Okay. Wait, hold on. I've learnt my lesson. I'm doing it on my laptop.
That was an intrigue roll, Bob?
Yes, please.
Intrigue. That's the thing that I am good at. Let's make it happen. Lost track of my dice rolls. There we go.
Oh, Christ.
Okay, well, not great. Not great.
Not
so
great
Tom,
for either of us.
yeah, well, I got it pretty good. 16 out of 17. Yeah.
Oh,
hey!
right, sorry. I read that as 17 of 16. Yeah, you did good. You did good. I did terrible.
Florence and Dallin pass.
Big fail for me.
It's gonna be a fail for me, dog.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Dallin. What intrigue would be of interest to you? Let me think about this.
There's a couple of things.
Do you want to throw something out there? Is there anything in particular?
No, not really.
No? Okay.
I mean, there's a couple of things, but it's none of it is, I think, stuff that Dallin is seeking out proactively right now. Other stuff on the mind, you know.
Okay, that's fair. In that case, we'll say you spy that Dame Branwen is here. Which, by the way, Dame is the formal way they're describing the female knights in Pendragon 6th edition, rather than Sir.
Interesting.
So in that case, I'm gonna adopt it, because why not? Makes sense. Makes it easier than translating. So,
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Do you remember Branwen?
Do remember Branwen. I bombed real hard trying to flirt with Branwen. Yeah, okay. What's Branwen doing here? They served Merlin, but Merlin fucked off. So, very interesting.
Oh, that is what I'll give you. You hear rumors that Merlin is not been seen since the battle.
Huh.
Yeah. So basically, Goratrix seeing him in the woods is the last time Merlin has been seen since the battle took place this summer.
Very interesting. Give me 1 second. I gotta go take care of my dog. They're barking really loud. So maybe come back to me.
Yeah. That's okay, because we're going to start with Goratrix, but first we're going to give Florence what he would be familiar with, which is probably best thing to do is to dive into the house relation stuff. So, House Idmiston recently held an honorable burial for Edward, and Lady Ira and Dulois were present. Lady Ira was garbed in black, almost like a widow would for mourning. So very serious moment for her. And they've decided to attend winter here in Sarum before returning back to Silchester. So they actually spent time in Idmiston. And then with that, why don't maybe we'll just continue. Kind of don't want Liam to miss anything. What do you guys think? Should we continue on?
I doubt he'll be very long.
Okay.
I say, yeah.
Why don't we go with, why don't we dive into Goratrix then?
Oh no, I mean, I don't think he'll be very long, so we can wait.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I totally, it's funny how, like, a short comment like that can be taken two entirely different ways.
I admit, I was very vague.
No. I mean, I would say the same thing, right? You in your mind, you mapped to where you were going with that, and I took it the exact opposite way.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Liam. You didn't miss anything. 5 people died.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, Mark's on his 3rd character. It's weird.
That's normal. I predicted when we started this that Mark was going to end up on his 3rd character by the end of the night, so I'm glad I was right on that.
So let's dive into Goratrix.
All right. See, ordinarily, Goratrix is not exactly built for courtly intrigue, and he would be pulling cards. At the moment, he is not in a position to do that, being above the salt as he is. So, what he would like to do, he would like to make contact with someone he hasn't talked with in a while, and that is Lady Violet, I think.
Okay. The intrigue roll, please. Let's see how this goes.
All right.
It should work out just fine for you.
It should work out fine.
Yeah.
I don't have any geniality. Does being above the salt give me anything?
It might
Or is
start
it just-
you with a geniality. Let me see what the effects are. I don't recall off the top of my head. Let's go to the Book of Feasts. Or the Book of Feet. Which is a totally different book, by the way.
Totally different thing.
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino's favorite read.
Good reference.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Geniality and above the salt, right?
I think it gives you 2 per round, but I'm not sure if it does anything else.
Melee to be sitting in this exalted position earns you a +2 geniality per round of the feast.
Got you.
So no, it doesn't apply yet, but it will next round.
Alrighty, well, let's see. Intrigue.
Hey.
Oh, critical intrigue.
There you go.
What's happening? What's going on?
You're
It's
just-
setting me up for failure
It
later.
really
It's
is,
mulling
right? Yeah.
security.
I even cursed you with the GM. Let's see how it plays out, and it still didn't work out for you, or it still worked out for you. So. Okay, so this is going to apply favorably based roughly on what you say. So what does this look like? Maybe before you dive into the actual roleplay of it, what is Goratrix aiming to do with this intrigue round?
Goratrix, I imagine, caught the eye of his uncle Baldric, and that reminded him of a number of things. Namely, one, that he still has a duty to represent the family, and two, one thing that he did to represent the family, which was completely dishonorable, has now been relatively cleared up, at least in the eyes of everyone else. He'd like to talk to Lady Violet and hope that she's not disappointed with him anymore, and maybe, just maybe, start courting her if she agrees.
Okay. So, you certainly have I think there's an opportunity where Lady Violet's, mingling. It's a high spirits, despite all the death. I think people are just trying to turn over a new leaf this winter because they've had a very harsh, 5 months of mourning, and this is probably the first positive social sort of step forward that has happened. Ultimately, even with all the death that you've suffered, you did have a victory against the Saxons, and that's pretty huge, right? So,
we snatched victory from the jaws of defeat.
Yeah, indeed. So with that, I think Lady Violet's talking with Lady Fleor, and then the two kind of turn and mingle elsewhere, and you end up face to face with Lady Violet, who's also above the salt.
Got you. Goratrix enters, and despite his massive size, he seems really shy here and now as he says, Lady Violet, it's good to see you again, and in far better circumstances.
She says, Sir Goratrix, it's good to see you.
Indeed. How have the, well, it has been a couple of months, been treating you?
Oh, things are well. Things are well, yeah. No real complaints on my end. I'm pleased to hear that everything resolved as it did with Humble Creek.
Yes. I will admit the situation still... I don't know. It would have been better had things been different, and I can only accept a lot of that blame on myself, but the winds of fates blow, and, well, here we are. I wanted to talk to you, I think I'm no good at this. Forgive me, my lady.
Oh. I think I'm just gonna test something here, because...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Goratrix is channeling Dalen.
Okay, yeah. You see the interaction so far going well. There's you notice a sincere kind of response from her. She seems pleasantly surprised to see you, but as this uncomfortable awkwardness happens, she pauses and there's a slight frown. She says, "You had asked me about the last few months, Sir Goratrix. I had some news that I hope to announce. Perhaps it's best if you first hear it."
Of course.
I'm betrothed.
Goratrix blinks, and with the same sort of energy as someone trying to put a battering ram through a door only to have it open, he congratulations. And she would be able to tell with that intrigue roll, I assume, that despite him being disappointed, he is also happy for her, in about equal measure. Congratulations, Lady Violet.
Thank you.
Who was the lucky man?
His name is Sir Brassius. He is the head knight of Duke Orlois in Cornwall.
Oh.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Oh. Goratrix, like, part of his mind goes, "Oh, that's gonna be a civil war later." But in the moment he goes, "Well, as far as my opinion on Duke Golar goes, I shall separate it for your betrothed. I am very happy, and I apologize for bothering you, my lady."
Wait, Gortrix. I just wanted to say that, well, these things happen in our society. Things are chosen for us, and I hope the news that comes your way is well received.
It is. I am glad. And thank you.
With that, she kind of frowns, and you can tell, like, it's definitely, as much as it's a bittersweet moment, there's whatever conflict was between the two of you, that's gone again.
Yeah.
Not that it makes anything easier, but
Yeah. Now there's less tension. Yay!
right? Whoop-de-doo. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, Goratrix is. It takes him a little bit of a moment, but as it is that balance of disappointment and happiness, it does lean one way as he gives a genuine smile and just nods in her direction and returns to his seat to eat and drink a lot.
Right, and we'll play out the rest of those details at the end of the round. We'll go
Absolutely.
to Dallin near the salt and see what Dallin is doing. Most likely Dallin things. I think.
Yeah, most likely Dallin things. I have a question. How many rounds? 3-round feast this is?
3 round.
Perfect. Okay. Dallin's putting off one particular talk they'd like to do. What is it going to cost me a whole round to go and check in on Florence?
Your best, if you want to do that, you can say that for the end of the round, and then you're
Okay.
Yeah, the 3 you're gonna have talkie time if you want to.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Okay. In that case, let's maybe go talk to Dame Branwyn. See how they're doing now.
Okay.
Of course, as Dallin is going to talk to her, she will probably notice that Dallin has a pretty visible facial scar that she did not have, or that they did not have last time. So there's that, at least.
Okay.
As soon as it's able, Dallin would like to just kind of move over there and, Dame Branwyn? I believe it is Dame now, right?
She nods. Go ahead and give me an intrigue roll just to kick this off.
Good. 9 out of 17 success.
Assumed you're gonna pass, but just in case,
Just in case.
Yeah, might have been something else happening. She says, "It is, Sir Dallin."
Oh, I'm happy to hear that you remember me.
I'm actually looking for Goratrix. I expected to find him below the salt, but it's not the case.
Goratrix is currently celebrating a few victories. He's been placed above the salt for now.
Oh.
I'd be happy to get you an introduction if you'd like.
Oh, well, the two of you are friends, yes?
Yes, very close.
That's good. Well, I came to Salisbury on behalf of Merlin, so it can wait until the feast is over.
I see. Well, Goratrix will certainly be happy to hear that. He idolizes the man to some degree.
She laughs at that. Idolizes Merlin. That's fair.
I'm happy to see that my own opinions are at least somewhat shared.
Well, I mean, it's not that he doesn't command that sort of recognition. It's just that he doesn't demand it.
I suppose so. I hadn't looked at it that way. I also wanted to apologize for the way I was received the last time we met. I hope it doesn't make you think less of me.
Oh, to be honest, I haven't thought much of you in general until just now. She's not... Like, she's got a low intrigue score. And courtesy's probably like a 5, so...
Yeah. Dallin's not super hurt by that. They've had a lot of time to think over that interaction. You know? Yeah. Dallin nods and goes, "Aye, to be expected. For what it's worth, should anybody here in Salisbury give you much issue, Gortrix and I, we're no strangers to unorthodoxy. And we'd be happy to make you feel as welcome as possible."
That's a wonderful, wonderful offer. Maybe you can point me in the direction. I'm looking for Sir Einhard, Einhand, Einer.
Einion.
Yeah,
Einion.
The one that Gortrix pointed out to Merlin.
Aye, he talks about it every damn week. Anytime you see him, it's not important. I'm uncertain if I've spotted him here tonight, but I'd be happy to give you directions to his manor, if that helps.
Yeah, maybe after. Again, I'm sorry, I'm not very good with these formalities.
Certainly.
I guess we're here to drink and make merry, and here I am.
I'm not in much of a merry mood, but I come for my count.
What for?
The most recent conflicts. Gortrix and I lost quite a few people close to us, and one in particular.
I see.
Still, my count demands that I be here, so if I put on the pleasant face for them, and of course, Gortrix would be lost without my insight, occasionally.
She nods, like, understanding that entirely. Especially because the last time she met Gortrix, he had, like, no intrigue.
3 less, yeah.
But that's like a percentage for you, isn't it?
Yeah. Regardless, I would be happy to arrange a meeting with you, Gortrix, and myself after the feast. I'll make sure you know where to find us and that we have some somewhat private accommodations.
Excellent. I wasn't able to get much from Merlin. He needed to sleep, and, well, you know how it is. Or maybe you don't. But...
I hadn't considered that the man needed to sleep. That's...
Especially after such magics as the fog. You know, it takes a great deal out of someone to do such a thing. One must always pay for the magic in which they unleash upon the world. So they say. There's a price to pay. The best of it is sleep.
Huh. I hadn't considered that. Thank you. That is actually comforting, in a way. Anyway, I'll leave you to your feasting. Feel free to stop by my table or Gortrix's anytime. I'll make sure that he's prepared for you.
Excellent. She's definitely got that old business thing to her.
And right. Dallin will just make their way out, yeah.
I would just like to say, there's this one intersection where Gortrix's social skills and Dalen's social skills reach just the intersection, and that is when talking to people they're attracted to. Yeah, man.
It's a hard time. I think Dallin did better this time, but they already went into that with a lost cause mentality, so they didn't make any effort. The pressure was off.
She's a hard one to woo as well. It's like, how do you woo someone that's not really in a space to be wooed. It's difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is it
Um,
Florence time?
It is.
Tell me it's Florence time. Yeah!
Let's get our cameo for our boy Florence because we've only seen him once on screen before.
Let's go.
Have at her, Mark. Spotlight's on you.
All right. So, as Florence is sitting on the floor in his golden-haired, blue-eyed glory, the slight shine and glint from behind him reflecting off of the cup before him. Despite the cup being made out of wood, it still seems to reflect as if made from very gold itself. Florence sits there with a bright smile, a calmness, and a regality that befits more than just a simple squire among the rest. Truly, he sticks out as a golden figure amongst the rough and tumble others. And he would mostly just be enjoying his time, talking to some of the other squires, even some of the servants as they come by, smiling, laughing, and perhaps adding a little bit of flirting as well. Simply spending the time as if he has no worries in his mind. Nothing but his beauty and, in truth, his complete self-belief and arrogance to hold him up and push him forward.
Perfect. Well done, well done. So this round, you're very much on the floor, which does prohibit you from the cards. But you have a character that is actually somewhat competent, especially starting out in the area of, well, in the other areas of the feast. So you can choose what you want to do.
I mean, I think the only one I can really think is applicable, and it's actually that would be flirt.
Oh, yeah.
Florence is a bit of a flirt.
Absolutely. Any particular targets, or if no one on the screen, it can always be like a young maiden or something like that.
I feel like if it's not like a young maiden, maybe like a servant or something, a serving girl or something along those lines.
You can absolutely do either of those if you want.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, let's go with that.
Dalen.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
His good for the common folks. His good deed for the common folk.
Let's do the roll just out of entertainment, and it can actually result in a check if it's credit.
Success.
All right, it's a success. So you said servant girl, yes?
Yep.
I think this is maybe someone serving you wine. She says, maybe she's not meant to serve the squire's wine, actually. But she looks over at you and kind of says, would you like some? She kind of is like looking over her shoulders to make sure.
Oh, I most certainly would. Though I must say, this wine certainly does not compare to the beauty of your eyes. Truly shining, he says as he grins with his perfectly white teeth.
Okay, I'm just gonna do like a... She manages to keep her composure, but she goes like bright red in the face, and she says, I should go to my duties. Sir, no wait, you're a squire. What is your name?
Florence.
Oh. She kind of like gasps. It's ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like, yeah. Well, Florence. She keeps wanting to add sir in there, and she keeps cutting herself. Well, Florence, please let me know if you'd like any more.
I sure do. I do hope I get to see you around more.
He says, Do you plan to come to Sarum much?
Whenever there's a feast.
She looks excited at that.
So yes, quite often I would say.
I'm gonna give her a random Chimeric name so we can track it for entertainment purposes later.
Her name is Chimera.
The mirror.
Nia. There we go.
There you go.
All right, and you can tick flirt because that is an actual action, right? You do. It's the advantage to rolling those things in a feast is you get to tick them when you succeed.
Yo.
Where normally, if you just tested flirt, it would be either up to the GM or critical only. All right, and that brings us to the end of the round. Florence, we're gonna say you're distracted, but you look over to see your knight, and he seems to be talking with Count Roderick, which surprises you, because he's a Saxon, right? What is Florence's hate Saxons?
It's pretty low considering.
Yeah.
I think it's 13.
Yeah.
Oh, the meme is dead. Shame.
It lives
The
on
meme dies
with
with Edward.
I don't know. It lives on with Cadfile for sure.
Yeah.
It lives on in our hearts, regardless of what the stats say.
I should ask, do either Gortrix or Dallin, do they take a revenge? Do you want to revenge Octa or Iosa? Rather?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, I do. Absolutely, I'd like to take revenge, Iosa.
What is it? Is it vengeance? Is that what's the
Vengeful.
vengeful? So it's a directed trait of a D6 on vengeful. You can roll that.
Bad news. Dallin doesn't want to take revenge Octa.
I assume not.
Because Dallin blamed somebody else.
Oh no.
Revenge.
Revenge, Dalen.
Revenge Dallin.
looks like Edward's emo side lives on through someone else as well. So.
Yeah.
So is that revenge Iosa 13, or what do I do with that 3 I rolled on a d6?
It's a directed trait of you add the 3 in whenever, so you add a directed trait.
Perfect.
Vengeful Iosa 3, and then whenever you test vengeful, you would add the 3 to it.
Wonderful. Okay.
Awesome. And then okay, so we're gonna go to the end of the round here. Let me see. We're gonna go to round 2, and at the same time, before we cut to round 2, back to what I was saying. You see Agenwulf with Count Roderick, which is strange. He's a household knight at best. Like, he's a former household knight of Idmiston, right? He was a household knight of Idmiston, like a ward almost. During the time where you guys didn't really have a knight after Morgan, like he was Squire of Morganor, right? And then he stepped up after Morganor died until Edward became of age. That's all in the history stuff. Okay, so this is going to be a moment where Dallin and Gortrix and Florence can interact if you'd like.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's going to probably be one of those rare convergences, like near the salt, as you all are mingling, and maybe Florence is getting a little bit more of a look either at what his knight is up to, or where that servant girl just went. One of the two.
Indeed, of course.
Yeah, I think Dallin will for sure make their way over to Florence and check up, see how they're doing, because I don't know if Dallin has... No, Dallin met Florence, but, like, not extensively.
Right. Right.
Likewise, Gortrix knows of Florence, and at the moment he needs something to do because he can't draw cards, and that's taking a toll on Gortrix's energetic self. If he's not drawing cards, he's talking to people, and if he's not talking to people, he's drinking. So he's got to do one of those.
That's all fair points.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes. Oh, hello.
We got
The
a free.
picture's frozen, but I
We
can
got a
still
freeze. You
hear
can't.
him.
There we go.
Oh, no, wait. He's good.
You're back. You're back.
Oh, good. Yeah, I think Dallin will make their way over to Florence's table. Florence, right?
Oh, yes.
Hi,
A pleasure.
I'm not sure if you remember me. I'm Dallin of Durnford. I knew your cousin.
Oh, yes. My brother.
Your brother. Forgive me. It was a little difficult to keep track.
It's understandable. We did have a estranged relationship.
Edward spoke of the complications often, but very few specifics. How are you doing?
As well as can be in times such as these.
Yes, it certainly seems that things haven't made too much sense lately. Have you met Sir Gortrix?
I don't believe I have.
Scortrix comes over with like a large platter of meat and bread, like a cup in one hand and the platter in the other.
Now's your opportunity, then. Gortrix! And Dallin, waves at Gortrix to come over.
Ah. And Gortrix raises the mug and comes over, looks down, and the first thing out of his mouth is, "And you're kind of glittery." Sorry, I have been drinking perhaps a little too much. By your crest, you are Florence, correct?
Indeed I am.
Well, it is good to meet you.
A pleasure to meet you too, Sir Gortrix. As far as
Would you
looks up.
Yep. Would you like ham?
Oh, yes.
Gortrix offers the above the salt ham, which is nice choice cuts.
Dallin just kind of
Make a
puts
piece
their
of
head
ham.
in the hands for a second, just like,
okay.
Florence, are you in attendance with your knight, or are you here for other reasons?
I am indeed here with my knight, though it's also a semi-family occasion. Though my uncle is here, I thought it would be good if I accompany him, especially as it is so soon to my time for me to take position as leader of my house.
That's right. I forgot. You're the heir, aren't you? Huh.
Indeed I am.
Well, I have no official capacity to pledge House Durnford to be a friend of yours, but unofficially, Edward was a very close friend of mine. And should your house ever need a friend, you'll find one in me. I owe that much to him.
I appreciate that greatly. You both do great honor to Edward's memory.
I can only hope. And the same offer comes from me as well. Idmiston and the Winterborn Stokes have been fast friends for a while, and I'd like that to continue.
Of course. I think that would be wonderful. My father had spoken much of your family.
Gortrix doesn't have high enough intrigue to know that could be bad. So he smiles and goes, "Excellent. Well, the sentiment is returned."
I very much appreciate it.
I'm afraid I haven't had much opportunity to meet your uncle or your father, but I should hope that that will change in the near future.
Well,
Just one moment.
might
I'm
be
very sorry.
So that might be a little more difficult, considering that my father is, well, let us say Edward has gone to join him.
Ah, I see. Well, that is troubling, to say the least. Well, still, whatever your family needs, my blade or my arm is yours.
We should certainly keep that in mind, and it's greatly appreciated.
Of course.
I thank
Right.
you both for this. I wish you well, and of course, wish you the greatest of blessings. Of the favor of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Ah,
Yes, him. I like him
Does
too.
the cross? Which way you do it?
Oh.
Does it-
oh no, he did the cross. That means he's the other kind of Christian. Fuck. Okay.
Dortrix, for his part, he tries to do the cross and does it like in reverse.
Of course. Feel free to join us at either of our tables should you feel the need to stretch your legs.
Thank you.
Gortrix and Dallin leave.
So just before you're leaving, you.
Oh, I see this man. He's been developed while we've been talking.
I just wanted to add him because he's here. That's Sir Sibno. You know, Dallin would know as well. That's Perrin's current knight, right?
Oh, Sibno!
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, we've mentioned him. I think he's even on the Obsidian portal, but I forgot to add him to the NPC.
He hasn't been super relevant recently.
No, he'll come in more when we begin the next piece because he'll be your knight as your representative. But Sir Lad shows up actually. He kind of he stands before Dallin and Gortrix and Florence.
Gortrix gives a deep bow to Sir Lad.
Ah, he says, "Hey, Gortrix and Dallin, good to see the both of you."
It's good to
You
see
as
you
well.
too, lad. It's been a long time. Well,
I
not
haven't
that long, but
I haven't seen you since the ceremony in Idmiston.
I
It's good to see Lady Ira and her uncle remain, even after the ceremony. It'd be nice to treat with them. But in truth, I'm actually here for the boy, Florence. Can you stand, please?
Of course, sir.
This way. The Count would like to speak with you. Please, he reaches for the water, and, like, takes a little goblet, pours some of the water, and says, "Oh, actually, you're fine." He was gonna, like, get you to, like, dab some and put it in your hair, but then he sees Florence's pristine, perfect hair. He's like, "Oh, you actually look fine. Never mind then."
fuck this guy.
Love it.
This way, my boy.
Just falling steps forward, sweeping his hand through his golden.
Right? Oh, was it slightly out of alignment? It's like perfect.
Yeah, just.
Yeah.
How does it get better?
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and go to the top of round 2 with Gortrix at that point.
They separate for the next phase. Gortrix just says to Dale, "There's something about that boy. I think he'll do just fine." He seems very put together. All right, absolutely. Who do we have? We've got. I don't want to talk to Sir Jareth because I'm not equipped.
I'm not prepared to not cut him down where he stands for the things he says.
I kind of want to talk to Sir Jareth.
I'll leave that to you, my man. I kind of want to talk either to my uncle Baldric or Count Roderick. Count Roderick, because I want to see how his wounds are coming back on, and I want to talk up my squire a bit more because he's awesome.
Okay. You may do so. Either one. Pick your poison.
Let's Count Roderick. I'm above the salt. This opportunity doesn't come often. I'm within talking distance without having to go through cupbearers.
Okay. And we're gonna save the Florence piece until Florence's turn, but safe to say, like, Florence is being ushered up. He's currently talking to Aegon and then I'll be put before the Count in a second. But you'll have an opportunity while he's talking to Aegon to talk to the Count.
That's right. If it will arrest the momentum in any way, I can just talk to my uncle.
Not at all. Nope, you're good.
All right, perfect.
And I think when you're talking to the Count, it's just automatically like Lady Ellen's with him right now. So
yeah,
it's the two.
I remember Lady Ellen. I helped her, I think, blend in with Salisbury society.
I think you've actually made the most like on-screen impact to her because you helped her when she was confused. So I think Gordrix is actually like in a positive disposition with the young lady. So.
Yay, Gordrix, the political operator.
Yeah, fumbling his way through honesty, right? It's like,
yeah.
I mean that sold well with her. So it wasn't a game, wasn't what she's used to. So so Roderick he nods to you. He says, Sir Gordrix, the war hero.
Roderick. Oh, well, I merely did my part.
Your part has come a long way. The prince speaks very highly of you.
I'm glad. I am equally glad, of course, that both you and the prince have recovered from the battle.
It was a difficult wound. It kept me away from the celebration. Sorry, he doesn't say celebration. He says ceremony. The ceremony in Idmiston. I'm sad to have missed such a thing.
Indeed.
Edward was well beyond his station. And he fought so.
Without a doubt. He was the finest swordsman I ever met and one of the best friends. But your absence was in no way a bad thing. There were many wounded, many lost. It was a balm on our It was a balm on our minds that you were you were fine.
Sorry, I'm laughing because it reminded me of blah 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 from
blah blah blah
blah blah blah.
That was a tongue twister. Sorry.
It was. That's why it was brilliant. I liked it. And
yes.
you don't normally get tongue tied, so it was pretty amusing to see. He says, well, thank you for saying so.
I just wanted to say, and pardon me if I am going beyond my station, I wondered, for those who are not knights who acquit themselves in the field of battle, accolades are remarkably hard to come by. I had wondered if there might be some, if only a word of appreciation for my squire, who indeed helped you along that night. He would not seek it out himself. He is humble. He doesn't say lazy, like that. But it would do him well, I think, to understand how doing one's duty can be very rewarding. If that is not too much to ask.
Very well. Did we get you to roll intrigue yet, Thomas?
No, you didn't.
Okay, let's do that before we give an outcome here.
Okay. Oh, do I want to activate a passion? Because I like my lazy boy. Could I roll my passion of hospitality? Because he's my squire. And he deserves all the good turns I can give him.
I think that's
all
fair.
right. Don't fumble. Fuck. I fumbled.
Did you? What is
Yes.
that? What does that do? Is that madness or melancholy?
I don't think either, because it's just 15. Though let me see.
I think it's just melancholy for 15.
Yeah, melancholy 1d6.5 1d6 plus 5 days, lose 1 point of passion.
Oh,
As a
rough.
melancholy, I suffer a -5 to the skill trait and passion rolls, and apparently I gain 25 glory.
I just want to check in because I was hearing like weird garble sounds, and I'm worried that's not my
Oh.
headset. Let me just check with anyone listening to see anyone in Twitch chat. Was that garbled or is that good? It might just be my headset.
Sounded normal to me.
Okay. As long as it's coming through on my computer, okay? Okay, perfect. Sorry.
Hooray!
So if it's good news, is not madness because we've seen what that does to people, right?
Yes.
Very recently.
Gorthric leaps out the window.
I would like to maybe suggest that, like, as you're thinking about this, maybe it's like it's something to do with Edward and like
Yeah,
the calls on the
it's-
battlefield.
Yeah,
Like, it would-
it's so many have fallen on the battlefield, and it was only by the grace of whatever spirits were watching that others survived. If I were more perceptive, maybe I would have seen Edith as he disappeared, or seen Edward as he fell. And he's just like talking aloud.
I think the Count's not. He's not a jerk enough to like deny what you say, but I think like maybe Goratrix is rambling, and the fact he's the Count and he's busy kind of forgets the plot of what Goratrix is after, right?
I still haven't rolled my intrigue, which is
Oh,
only
yeah.
at a minus. Which is only at a
Yeah, why don't
-3.
you-
So let's see how it goes.
Yeah. Why don't you do that? That's a good point.
Now this is also another. Oh, bear failure, 7 of 6. That's unfortunate.
Did you count your geniality?
I did. That's what
Okay.
made it a 6 instead of a 3.
Okay.
6 instead of a 4, rather.
And you had a
But
you counted your geniality as a 3, right?
no, my geniality was 2.
No, it's a 3 because you passed your intrigue roll last round.
Oh,
So it's a critical.
In that case, it's a critical. I did not know that. Let me adjust Dalen's geniality as well.
Yeah, you can get geniality out of flirting and gaming and all that stuff too, right? So,
Gotcha. Give me a quick moment. So yeah, Gortrix is on 3, Dalen is at 2, and Florence is at 1.
otherwise,
In that case, yeah, critical.
otherwise cards would be super OP because then it'd be like the only way to scrape geniality, right?
Geniality, yeah. All right, I understand. That was very fortunate.
Perfect. All right, so I think then, if that's a positive, he says, and this makes sense because he was saved directly by Edith. He says, I'm glad that you mentioned it because, well, the way that boy came to my aid, I don't think I'd be standing here today. And he kind of holds Ellen's hand for a moment. Says, that was, well, he gets a bit like emotional, which you've probably never ever seen on Roderick, like not even close. He just says,
Indeed.
My life almost came to an end there. The boy was everything in that moment. And not even my squire. I'm not sure how he came into my ranks. You were so far from me. But I can only count it as a blessing from the Lord that he arrived as he did.
Yes. Sometimes it is the barest of things which can save and doom a life. But yes, Edith is a very dedicated squire, and he would have done it to anyone if he had come across them.
I will be holding ceremony in the spring to honor all the war heroes, both the fallen and those who arose to the occasion, and I will be sure that Edith is amongst those named. Thank you for bringing this to me.
It is no problem, Cumber. Thank you very much. Yes, so easily snuffed away.
And it's like a bittersweet moment as you're like, oh, I wish I could go back and tell Edward about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Yeah, Gortrix is going back to his chair, and now in the throes of melancholy, he is going to continue to drink. He will, of course, give thanks to Count Roderick again, and give a nod to Lady Ellen before returning, going, like dust in wind.
Yeah, she smiles your way. Happy to see you here. We're gonna go to Dallin and let Dallin do Dallin things again, round 2.
Oh,
Ellen does Ellen things.
I'm so happy you've picked that up for me. All right.
It's almost like I've listened to the stream like
constantly, and I do it every time. Yeah, exactly.
So but I'm stealing your shtick. I should watch.
Yeah,
that.
well, it's I call it homage. It's pretty good.
Different than homage, I've learned recently.
I have 2 things that I want to do. Mr. Jareth, I'd like to speak to him, and I would like to make it an intrigue, specifically.
All right.
This is possibly going to backfire long term, but
should be fine.
I would also like to roll passion as well.
Cool. Give her.
I'm gonna do my honor because I think that this man is literally honorless, and I've got a bone to pick with him.
Okay.
Certified scum.
That is a success on my honor.
Okay.
How much am I adding? Because it's a 16. Is that 10?
Plus 5.
Just 5.
Plus 5. Okay, cool. That's a critical intrigue.
Oh, yes.
That's what you needed.
That is what I wanted. Okay. So, I'd like to find Mr. Jareth at some point. I would like to find him alone if I can. Doesn't need to be out of the building, but when he's got a moment away from his goons.
Yep.
And Dallin will kind of move over and go, Sir Jareth.
Sir Dallin.
I wanted to have a word with you. Would you mind?
Of course not. A war hero going through such grief as you? Well, I wouldn't bear the thought of passing up the opportunity.
You're good at this. You're really quite good at this. And I know that you're good at this because I'm good at this. The difference is that, well, I don't like the places that it takes me sometimes. And I suspect somewhere in there that you don't either. Can I tell you a story, Jareth?
You have my ear.
A few years ago, I met a charming young boy. He was full of life and energy, and all he wanted was to prove himself. This boy committed themselves wholly to what they thought they were supposed to do and what they were supposed to be. And throughout that, it led them to do some dark things in the way of expectation. And then one day, they were able to take a step back and look backwards at the things that they had done and who they had been to get to the place that they were, and all they felt in the pit of their heart was empty. I don't want to be like that boy. And I had the virtue of people who were willing to understand what it meant to have to fight for your place. They were willing to accept where others would admonish. And because of that, I had a place to be that allowed me to stay away from the story of that boy. I don't know why you feel the need to do the things that you've done. And I hear from most that speak of you that you are a fine knight, Sir Jareth.
He nods.
I bet he does. I hope that you're content with the kind of man that you're going to end up being as well. I hope you have a pleasant evening. And for the friends that I've made in your house, I would be happy to assist you in any matters you so desire. You simply need call on me. And Dallin will lean forward just a little bit more just to make sure that nobody else can hear this bit. And without risk of hurting your pride, I hope that someday I will think far more of you than I do right now.
I'm gonna think how this goes. 'Cause, first thing I'm gonna do is, I think, make a particular roll here.
Uh-oh.
No, this
versus
is
pride.
No.
Oh, I will also note I'm in melancholy for 11 days. So when we're sneaking into Newton Manor to kill this guy, I'll likely still be pretty out of it.
I'm hoping to prevent that from happening.
So you critical. So I'm gonna give you the moment.
Sure.
But he succeeded, so he's not going to slander himself here or make a fool of himself. He's gonna bite his lip and say, "Of course, Sir Dallin. It is my hope that one day you will look upon me fondly as well."
Good evening, Sir Jareth. Give your best to your brother, and do keep me informed if you hear anything further about Rickirk.
Of course.
And they're going to not dignify the rest of whatever he needs to talk about and make their way away.
Oh, he's gonna call. Oh, about Humble Creek.
Yes?
I have some exciting news. And if you want to walk, feel free.
I think Dallin's going to smile and goes, Jareth, there's nothing that you can offer me right now. And they'll walk away.
Okay. Perfect.
Dallin being a boss.
All right. So we're gonna go to Florence. This is a bit more of a scripted scene. Give me a second here.
Hold on, let me pull up my script.
Yeah, ready? I actually have a script, unfortunately.
Enter stage right. Goratrix drinks some ale.
I will just say I
Don't
can't be
worry.
the only one that just had like a vision of just Dalen walking up to Sir Jareth and going, "Sir Edward sends his regards," just fucking jamming it, shanking the fuck out of him.
Indeed. No, Megan and Rebecca had that very same desire.
I love how we got this much like mileage off of a character we rolled up in a random card or got from a random card.
I know.
One sec. Sorry. Just pulling this up. You know how it is, the book stuff when you got stuff. All right. So Aegon we'll start there, Florence, because you wouldn't be surprised by this, or you would be by Aegon Wolf, not by the Roderick. He says, "Do you remember what we talked about, Florence? how your time is coming in spring.
Yes, I do.
You're good with your words, and you recall how you're to provide your courtesies at the time of your knighting ceremony.
Of course, my lord.
That's good, because I spoke to the Count, and given your family's state of no knight, he has agreed to make this right here your knighting ceremony. So I hope you're prepared. By that, he's basically surprising you, so you absolutely had no opportunity to be prepared for this.
That was unexpected, but a pleasant surprise nonetheless.
I had hoped you'd say that. Come, my boy.
Of course.
And there's a moment where everyone's head turns to this, right? And the herald of Roderick speaks. And sorry, this is Roderick himself. He says, "Be it known to all men that I, Sir Roderick of Sarum, am minded to raise Sir Florence of Idmiston, by virtue of his honor, loyalty, valor, and skills at arms, to the high rank of knighthood. Do you swear and acknowledge, Florence, that I, Count Roderick, am to be your true and lawful liege?"
I do.
You see that a servant kind of ushers forward and places your sword, your armor, your shield, and your spurs. And you can use things like "I do swear," "I so swear." Actually, test courtesy. I'm assuming you're not going to botch it, and you can, if you want to add a passion, you're more than welcome to. It's a big moment for you.
You know what? Why the fuck not? Let's go. I will roll hospitality. The importance of being understand how to react to those around you and to please them in the way that you can most. Being hospitable towards them.
Awesome.
Let's go.
Hey, there you go.
Success.
Okay, go ahead and test courtesy. This is like how well you're doing.
Success.
Okay. So he says, he continues. So you can add like "I do swear," "I so swear," those things. If you want to sound really cheeky with Florence, those things will be.
Yeah.
He says, "Do you swear fealty to Uther Pendragon, to defend and obey him until he depart the throne, or death shall take you?"
I so swear.
He rises at that point, and he steps forward to you. And with that, he backhands you, open-handed, just backhands you.
Yeah.
And he says, "Let this be the last blow you receive without just recourse." With that, he delivers the strike across your face.
Even being struck, Florence is just... His hair swishes perfectly.
Right? Yeah, you return your face to the front. It hurts, but it doesn't draw blood. They don't intend to draw blood with this. Why don't you go ahead and so with this, Florence would know to kneel would be like the next step in the process.
Which he does. In fact, he'll do like the kneel with like his sword in the ground, with like his hands on it, the shield at his side.
He says, "Repeat after me. I, Florence, do solemnly swear and pledge my sword to Roderick.
Do solemnly swear and pledge my sword to Roderick,
my liege, to defend and obey him until he depart his demesnes, or death shall take me."
To defend. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
But Florence remembers it better than I.
Yeah.
I defend
to defend and obey him
to defend
until
and obey him until
he depart his demences,
he depart his demences,
or death shall take me,
or death shall take me,
and to uphold the honor of knighthood.
and uphold the honor of knighthood.
And I, for my part, do swear to defend and honor Florence as befits a true knight. He then reaches for your sword and hands it to you.
Mm-hmm. Florence takes it.
He then unsheathes the sword, like you're holding it out. He unsheathes the sword, and he taps you on your shoulders, and he says, I dub thee Sir Florence of Idmiston. Receive now your spurs, your right to suitable arms, and take this, my sworn, and he hands the sword, to your side to serve and defend me well. Arise, Sir Knight.
That Florence arises, putting the sword to his side in its scabbard. He bows before his count. Thank you, my lord.
Right, and with that we have Sir Florence,
Sir Florence.
who can
Godric's definitely applauds. Melancholy.
Why don't you give me an appearance roll to see where you're returning now, Florence?
Ooh.
And you can keep your. This is for the scene,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So keep your.
Yeah, so I get a plus 5 to this. An 11.
All right, so you are near the soul.
Yep.
Shall we, for geniality's sake, count that as an automatic 1 geniality for the end of his turn?
I think so.
So Florence struts his way over to near the salt.
And that ends round 2, right? So we can go ahead and do the PCs connecting together again and having their conversations. If you guys have anything.
Oh yeah. Gortrix looks worse than 5 minutes ago. He like his large form is slumped slightly as he rejoins his friend, and says, "Congratulations, Sir Florence."
Thank you.
Indeed. Gortrix and I were running a bet on whether or not you were going to be knighted tonight, and I ended up losing.
You did?
I did. I hadn't expected it to be tonight. Not tonight, during the feast.
Honestly, I didn't expect it either.
Yes.
One thing is for certain, we should hide you from Sir Jaren, at least for now. You have no idea how angry he was when the Duke was knighted.
Oh, it was an event to be witnessed, certainly. Congratulations, Sir Florence. I think you'll make a fine knight, and I know you said that you and Edward weren't particularly close, but I imagine he'd be very proud of you.
Thank you. Those words truly mean a lot. Thank you both, truly.
Of course. Gortrix, also, I know I haven't been writing as much as I used to. I would like to speak with you sometime soon. And Sir Branwen. Oh, I forgot to mention. Oh my God, Sir Branwen. No, Dame Branwen. Merlin sent after you.
This snaps Gortrix out of whatever is in his head as he goes, "What?"
Sir Branwen, Dame Branwen is here to bring you a message from Merlin, as well as something about Sir Einion.
Good, good. I'll need to deal with that cult soon enough. It is my duty, like
Gortrix.
wheat before a scythe.
Gortrix.
When does it end? Yes?
Gortrix. Shh. Not
Sorry.
so loud at the feast. It's all right.
Right. It's okay. It's just... everything, I don't know, it seems like it's slipping away so easily. And Lady Violet is betrothed now, and you're
She's
not talking
what?
to me.
Lady Violet's betrothed.
Yes, to someone in Cornwall, and that'll probably change once the inevitable civil war happens, but still.
Cornwall. Well, never lose faith. You never know what might happen in the next few months. Maybe he could fall off his horse and break a neck. That's how my great-grandfather died. Oh, no,
Death
my
is so close to all of us.
I think my great-grandfather fell down some stairs. Either way, it's possible.
Well, faith
Even
is
gravity
important.
turns against us.
I do not suggest praying for such things. After all, Christ is, above all, merciful.
Of course. Compassion is his greatest virtue.
Yes, mercy. Mercy
Still-
in the works of this great design.
I'll come find you, when you're ready.
Goratrix,
Okay.
I want you to. You have a directed trait on Einian, don't you?
Yes, suspicious Onion 4.
Please roll that.
Absolutely. I don't need to roll it to know he's up to no good.
No, I know.
I
know.
So it's at 4 at the moment. Do I
You add that
add
to your
my
suspicious.
suspicious? Okay, got you. Perfect.
Yeah, so I guess
So
the way in the
currently-
mechanics, what I would maybe do is rather than 4, put it at your suspicious +4.
Yeah. Success.
Okay. You are noticing that as you're talking about Einian, he is not here. At the... Right?
Mm.
And there's one other figure that was on the journey with you that you know is also not here right now. And,
Oh. Was it Sir Brinley?
Yeah. Yeah, Sir Brinley
There
is
we go.
also not present.
Portrix, like in the middle of, and you don't like me anymore, and death is so close, and Lady Violet is betrothed now. In his mind is like, oh, I see his game. He's been recruiting. And like that's instantly his head snaps up as his mind makes the connection. You know that BuzzFeed Unsolved things? I've connected things. That's in his head right now.
I hope not. I quite like Sir Brinley. I hope he's not culty.
Sir Brinley's nice, but something must have happened, especially in Goratrix's mind as he goes, yes, more work to do. This is my duty. In the name of... And he turns to Florence. God. And then he turns back to Sir Dalen. Yes, I can do this. This is what I meant to do.
Good. Right. All right. I'll catch up with you later then.
Okay.
Florence.
But before that, awareness
What?
test.
Oh, I'm good at those.
I would be good at it, but I'm at a -5.
11 out of 15. Ah! I dropped my phone.
You okay?
Yes, I dropped my phone.
I don't see shit.
Oh.
Oh,
Does
Florence.
geniality apply to this? Or no?
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Florence is too busy checking his reflection in a plate to
Yeah.
notice anything.
Everyone's
So
very
we-
self-absorbed.
Oh, buddy.
I think this is Gortrix just staring over, like his mind's going on.
Yeah.
Einian. Yes. But-
Yeah, his mind is in two places. One, yes, I finally figured it out. I know Einion's game. Merlin is with me. And also, I'm such a failure.
Okay. So who'd we get? Just Dalen, right?
Correct.
You see Cadfile, who's supposed to be in Idmiston right now, right?
Oh?
Come running in out of breath, and he's looking around like in the far. We're gonna put him over here because he's like in the far corner. Like you see him through the crowd. That's why it was an awareness test. Like seems to be looking, and he's like in a bit of a panic. Everyone's ignoring him because he's Squire. So
Hold on.
Yeah.
Florence, isn't Cadfile supposed to be at Idmiston right now?
As far as I was aware, yes.
And Dallin is moving towards Cadfile. Not another word said.
Where are you going?
Do I notice that with my fumble, or am I just I'm lost?
I think
I'm lost.
with your
I don't know
fumble,
where
yeah,
I'm going.
you completely miss it with a fumble. With a failure, you catch it. With a fumble, you're
Yeah, absolutely.
whatever.
Where did Dallin go?
Whatever you were about to do, Goretrix, is what you're doing like already. So
Yeah,
what is
absolutely.
your action as we move into round 3?
Gartrix is just I'm lost. I don't know where I'm going. As he sits, there's not much more Gartrix wants to do, except maybe reconnect with Baldric, who he's definitely willing to talk to, even in his highly depressed state.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and intrigue? Is that what you're going for here?
Sure.
Give me an intrigue test.
Success.
All right. Like the little name piece there.
Yes.
So you find Belric. He's mingling amongst the crowd near the salt. As you find him, he's gossiping with Lady Fleor, and then he turns to see Goretrix as all of a sudden like the light goes out as Goretrix is hovering over him. He turns around and he says, Goretrix.
This is likely the first time that, even regarding the death of Goretrix's father, Goretrix had more energy and anger to him. This Goretrix is just sad.
I think it's gonna raise a brow, noticing that, and goes, "Is everything all right?"
The lights have gone out from my life. Yes, more or less. Their events going as they are have, I don't know, they've left a bad taste in my mouth, but things have worked out okay, and I'm sitting above the salt, and things are... Hello, Lady Fiora, it's good to see you. The last time he saw Dalen's mother, he was fully dressed this time, but getting absolutely beaten up by Saxons.
She smiles and nods. Sir Goretrix. It's a pleasure to see you again.
And you as well. Just, with he says to his uncle in a slightly lower tone, with the duel and all, I expected it to be an actual duel, and it wasn't, and now things are strange, and my friends are dead, and our cultists in the forests, and I don't know, and you're betrothed, and now I don't have a love relationship. Now I'm sad. Have you tried the ham?
He says, a bit, yes. It was tasty, but I've already eaten quite a bit tonight. Temperance is important.
It's so despair. I had been meaning to ask, now that certain events have been dealt with, is there anything else, family business I should look into? Marriage angle? Not a thing anymore. Lady Violet is betrothed, as I have said. Yeah.
He says,
Oh, buddy.
He says, indeed. A few betrothals announced, actually. It seems a good time for you to find that, though I hear there's an announcement for you coming. But I'd rather. Well, we should wait. It is the Count's honor to speak the words of the prince.
See, what does Maddox want with me? Oh well, I shall find out regardless. Nonetheless, I shall not be the only knight of Winterbourne Stoke. In a mere year or so. But I just want you to know, I'm always going to be same as I always was, unmoving, unchanging, static, losing myself slowly but surely.
With that, Lady Fleora says, Gortrix, kind of like trying to snap you.
Yes?
Tell me, what do you know of Sir Jaren?
Oh, Sir Jaren, dishonorable cur. At one point he robbed a person who died and tried to blame it on Edward.
I love that.
No!
Balric's like,
That was the wrong guy.
yeah, you got the wrong brother.
What? No, it was. Oh wait, sorry. Never mind, Sir Jaren. Oh, Sir Jaren. Sorry, that was my mistake.
We'll say that can be Gortrix's mistake as he's in like this other place with his head.
No, I imagine like Baldric speaks up and goes, "No, Sir Jaren," who is well accustomed to like Gortrix talking about Sir Jareth, and he goes, "Oh no, Sir Jareth is wonderful, an excellent swordsman, a brilliant horseman, and with a fire to prove himself that will soon inevitably bring him down the same pit it brings all of us." But no, he's great. I believe you and he were acquainted at the ambush. An excellent fighter.
Oh, the boy that was knighted by the Count on the road.
That's him.
I've forgotten his name. I see. Very well. I only recognize his older brother. I'd forgotten his name. That makes sense.
Yes. Well. He is. Newton Manor is, I'm sure, has good qualities. It, after all, produced Sir Jaren and my cousin Sire. And he doesn't say anything more.
Yeah.
But Sir Jaren is very good. Why do you ask? Is this related to the betrothal thing? Who's he getting married to?
Give me an intrigue roll. Actually, you already did, didn't you? You did.
Oh, yeah.
You get even Goratrix, I think, gets a sense that that it might be her. And
yes.
Fleo's like, well, just some inquiring from Sir Jareth. He's been rather interested in Elizabeth's hand, but not for himself. You see, he's already accounted for. Betrothed recently, actually, the rumors say.
Who would he have tricked into liking him? Begging my pardon, my lady.
She says, well, if the gossip is true, the daughter of Sir Edrin, the Baron of Warcastle. Oh, I believe you accompanied Lady Violet, did you not, to meet the daughter? Yes, I think on your way you visited Humble Creek.
Is Lady Lila the one that Goratrix did an indiscretion with, or is this an entirely separate person?
This is the one that you guys were sent to check on for the Count.
Got you. This is the mean one, right?
The mean one, yeah.
Got you. Oh yes, her. I heard good things, more or less. But yes, that is good for him.
Yes.
And like,
I
rare for
believe
Gortrix. Oh, sorry, you go.
if the rumors hold true, well, with the shame of the current House of Humble Creek, Jareth is to take Lady Lila's hand in marriage and be the Banneret Knight seated in Humble Creek. I believe then Newton would fall to his younger brother as a second.
I see. Thank you very much, Lady Fiora, for telling me this. I will say that Sir Jaren is a very honorable man, and there are far worse knights, and there are few better.
She nods.
Also, what's he planning? What's he up to? What's he doing? The one thing that gets Gortrix out of his downward spiral is, my enemies are flourishing.
All right, we're gonna.
I hope they make each other miserable,
Right.
and it's not a power couple
I
of,
hope
of
so
evil.
too. There's a lot of money in that making.
So true.
That brings us to Dallin. For the final
Dallin.
round, please.
Yes. So, is talking to Cadfile going to be my action for the round?
Unless you hold till after the feast.
Well, it's between that or talking to Roderick. I would like to talk to Roderick, but I think Cadfile is the more like immediate thing, especially with him looking so out of breath. So I will do the Cadfile.
Okay.
Sorry, Cadfile.
Cadfile comes in out of breath, and he's looking around, and I think he's caught Branwyn's attention. So as you approach, it's kind of the two of them. You can test intrigue.
Hell yeah. I love doing that. And I still have the benefit of my passion, do I not?
Yep.
Hell
Passion
to the
stays
yeah.
for a scene unless
Wow.
there you go.
That is a unreal roll. Okay. Yeah. Dallin kind of makes their way up picks up whatever conversation they're having as they're getting closer.
She just literally come up to him and been like, "Is everything all right?" He says, "Yes. I'm just looking for Florence or someone." She says, "Someone?" And then about that time, Dallin comes in.
Cadfile, you alright, boy?
Oh, Dallin. Yes. No. Something's going on.
What do you mean?
Well,
Here, come, have a seat and drink some water real fast. Catch your breath.
he takes a seat on the floor. And then,
Alright.
do you hand him water?
Yeah. Dallin will just grab something from one of the tables and...
He'll drink some. I'm gonna LARP real quick. Hold on. There we go. Yes.
Alright. Speak carefully, boy. It's
I
alright.
don't really understand it. I hope I'm not interrupting anything, but, well, and I hate to leave Idmiston unattended, but it's strange enough. Well, he just kind of freezes. He just looks down. He looks really confused. I'd gone out in the fields near the abbey where we had recently laid Edward to rest.
I see. And?
Someone has dug it up, and others. His body's gone. Why would someone do this?
Like, why?
I need a second. Hang on. Dallin Dallin just kind of like leans back, like in disbelief for a moment and goes,
Who would do such a thing?
I don't understand. I don't know. One of the commoners that was nearby was talking about rumors of a necromancer. Go ahead and give me like a folklore test.
Yeah, I'm not passing that.
Remember, you get the +5.
Yeah, hopefully Lady Bronwyn's got some something to help me out with.
Does he get his geniality to it?
Oh, I haven't been adding my geniality.
Yeah, add your geniality too.
Because if you would, it would be a +4.
Yeah, if it's a +4, then I would have passed,
+4?
actually.
No, she's not.
Would you
Dallon's not above the salt. Would it still be +4?
Yes, because he's been getting 1 for being near the salt and 1 for successful
Okay,
intrigue
got it.
actions.
Yep. Just
All
want
right.
to clarify. So yeah.
Do you want me to re-roll, or
no?
is that
pass.
cool?
Necromancer is like one of the most commoner things to hear. Like it's like one of the key. Anything weird happens, probably a necromancer.
Probably necromancer.
Yeah.
Right.
My crops are gone bad, my lord.
Yeah.
It must be Zachariah the Eternal.
A necromancer. Yeah. Or a sorcerer or an enchant. It's always
Right.
something. Yeah.
Right. Dallin will go, did you notice any markings around the graves? Anything that might have been carved, or a sigil that appeared? Anything like that?
He looks really funny and he says, well, I found this nearby. It was, it looked like it had torn. You see just like a little bit of yellow fabric in his hand. Looks like a tear.
Dallin will take it and go, thank you, Catfile. You did very good. Florence is just sitting right over there. They were knighted this evening.
Maybe he'll know. And so Branwen's listening into this and raises a brow at the yellow fabric comment.
Dallin goes like, why don't you go tell him what you told me and check in with him? And then they'll shoot a look to Lady Branwen, like a kind of look, you know?
Yeah. And we're gonna quickly change perspective to Sir Florence. See what Sir Florence is up to here.
So Florence, now that he has the availability to, I think I'm just gonna draw a card.
Yep.
Yeah.
I figured that would be a great opportunity for Florence to do that.
Let's go. Oh my god. God shines upon you.
You couldn't have.
Frick.
That's so amazing.
You couldn't have gotten a better card if you tried.
Perfect. I mean, I'm never going to be able to use it, but it's perfect.
Yeah.
You know, we might give you
Yes.
because it's like a Florence's introductory moment. I think you can choose the courtesy, dancing, flirting, or an orate of some sort.
You want
Here.
to make another flirt roll at a +5 this time? +10 now?
Be +10 actually.
Anything in
like a
particular you
general-
want to follow this up with?
Can I do like a general courtesy to like show Florence, like flaunting his new knightly status, and kind of becoming the belle of the ball, if you will, gaining as much attention as he can as possible.
Okay. I think so. It's just what you want to portray here is how courteous Florence is, right? Yeah, I think in your this is you walking and mingling and saying all the polite things, you know.
Yeah.
A real Southern
Doing
belle
all the
here.
right things.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go. This courtesy
I do
is 10.
declare, I'm getting a touch of the vapors.
13.
All right.
That's a success.
Right, so you
Go
can
ahead.
tick courtesy. I think Lady Ira's here, and I mean Lady Ira is here, and I think you end up in a brief conversation with Dulawa and Ira, right as we're sort of closing down this round. And Ira nods to you and says, Sir Florence, congratulations. And Dulois seems much less in grief, and he smiles and he says, congratulations, my boy.
Thank
Welcome
you
to
so
knighthood.
much. Yes. I feel extremely honored to be welcomed. Even if it is only a year earlier than it should be. Well, I am ready to serve my count, my king, and all the people of this great land of Logres.
He smiles fondly and sort of nudges Ira on the shoulder and says, it will be good for Salisbury to have a Roman Christian here present.
Indeed. I think it'll do us all well. After all, I do think that they tend to forget the roots of our faith. After all, if we are to put our faith in Christ, we must believe it as the true way, as it once was so long ago.
Florence. And about this time, we're gonna have Gortrix converge, but not quite yet. We're gonna give you a second as it's happening.
Mm-hmm. Cadfile? What is it?
He doesn't really look around to see who his crowd is. He just kind of steps forward and says, "It's Edward. Edward's grave. Someone dug up Edward."
Florence's eyes widen for a moment. It's a
And-
quickly walk over. Go ahead.
Goratrix also hears the word Edward, kind of draws his attention a little bit as Cadfile, like you're like, oh, when did Cadfile get here? And then, sorry, go ahead, Mark. Give your response.
Florence would move over, walking over to Cadfile and kind of grab him by the arm on a turn and go, "Excuse me, but I need to speak to my brother about something of great importance." You kind of pull him away from the conversation, probably towards Goratrix, but not by any direct action or by accident.
Regardless of where the direction is going, the big man is approaching.
Yeah.
It's noticeable. He like a chicken wing was in his mouth. Oh, we didn't roll food.
Oh, we didn't roll food, did we? Okay, hold on.
Eating?
Let's see. Oh man,
It's
I,
Soylent
Truly the most
Green.
important role.
Most important roll of the night.
Mm.
Ale and cheese quiche, stuffed boar. Oh, we're eating the almond cakes now.
served with roundels. Okay. I should note too, real quick, as Florence starts to pull Cadfile to the side, Ira kind of steps forward forcefully, like, and says, "Florence, please. I heard that. I need to hear more."
I do not know if that would be the best for you, lady, but if you insist.
She
Oh,
nods.
Cadfile?
Dulois just kind of raises a brow, like, what? He's a bit oblivious
Yeah.
to what's going on here.
Okay,
At this, sorry.
Go ahead.
At this,
Oh.
Goratrix has approached, and he is giving like a wordless.
I think in that case, as Goratrix approached, he would hear, "What do you mean they dug up Edward?"
That's a good out of context.
Right?
And just like in this side of the hall, I imagine some people on the other side would hear, "They did fucking what?"
He says, I don't really know. I went to check it out, and there's talk of a necromancer. And here, Sir Dallin seemed to think this was important. He shows the yellow.
Oh, I understand now. This is what Sir Einion is doing. He brings more doom upon us. They couldn't find Edward's mother either when she was taken by the cult. This must have something to do with the thing they did before. What? I will find out. Though I bring failure in my path wherever I go, I assure you, I will.
A cult, you say? That is quite disturbing.
Yes, the cult of the Yellow King. I have tangled with them before, as did Dalen and your brother. And indeed, one of their members I know is a member of society. We can find them. Their markings have no effect on me, probably. They just make me sad. And I am already sad.
It's about that point too, like as people are gathering. I don't know if anyone had anything to add to that particular piece before I bring in someone else.
Real quick, I do have this thing. See, now that I'm reading the reading feast cards thing, it says the thing in the top left is the minimum amount of geniality added to your total simply for drawing this card. We haven't been doing that before, but I'm going to be doing it for Edward. So, he gets 1 for sitting above this, for sitting near the salt. He gets
Florence,
1 for Florence, yeah. I'm sorry. He gets 1 for that courtesy roll, and he gets 2 for God Shine Upon You, bringing him up to 6 for this feast.
Nice.
Which, for someone who started on the floor, good stuff.
Right. All right. Perfect. Thanks for doing that. Okay. So at this point, if no one has anything else to add, Amig approaches Goratrix, not aware of Cadfile or anything else. He doesn't seem interested in that in the slightest. He's just approaching Goratrix.
So, Amig, if it is about my yelling profanity, please forgive me. I had heard unpleasant news.
Oh no. I'm here with news passed by the Count. He wished me to inform you that the Prince has made a decree, and the King has acknowledged it. You are to replace Sir Monival.
Oh, I am truly honored. Does this make me part of the 2 or the 3 out of
1.
character? The 1. I'm
Oh,
the 1.
shit! Yo!
Ooh. So yeah, absolutely. With that understanding, and it takes Goratrix a little bit as he's like, which one is that one? Is he the one? And his eyes widen, and again through that melancholic like curtain, out comes Goratrix as he goes, I am truly honored. That's wonderful.
You must have made quite the impression for the Prince to speak of you as such. He has asked that you, you travel for London as soon as you can.
Of course. There is a resurgence of a dark cult of elder gods, but once that's sorted out, I will.
He just
go there
raises a
immediately.
brow and he says, "What are you speaking of, Goratrix?"
Remember when we first met, there was the cult of the Yellow King that was burning down the countryside. They're back again, and the Merlin has tasked me. It is irrelevant for the current time, but I will of course go
You
through the
shouldn't
print.
worry yourself with that if you have other duties to attend. You should know that I've recently sent Sir Brinley an accompaniment of knights back into the forest to look after some news of necromancy.
That may have been a mistake. Sir Brinley was with us the first time. And they have dark magics which ensorcel the mind. It's probably fine.
He just looks confused.
Perhaps I'm not explaining it well, but of course I will make my way to the Prince and London immediately. Or, well,
Okay.
as soon as I can.
I think now is a good time to ask, what do you guys want to do? Like, with this news. Maybe we'll bring you together because I know Dallin was missing from that last little exchange. So about this time, Dallin and probably Branwen's with him.
Is a Mig here, or is this the three of us converging?
I think it's the three
four
of
of
you.
us. Goratrix will turn and say,
Ira is listening in, by the way. You should note Ira and Branwen, I think. So not quite.
I have good news and bad news. The good news is I am now a member of the One. Sir Maddox has appointed me as Sir Mortivor's replacement. The bad news is that the cult of the Yellow King has returned. I suspect it's something to do with Edward's mother. Maybe they wanted Edward's body for a bloodline kind of thing. But either way, Sir Merlin's words make sense. I'm going to go into the forest and I'm going to kill those guys if I can.
That was so much information just at once. Okay.
Now you know how I feel.
First, congratulations. What does the one actually do?
I will be his sword and his shield. One of his guards.
Huh. Well, congratulations, Goratrix. That's wonderful.
Thank you very much.
Second, about Edward's mother, I have to admit I suspected something similar. She had never been recovered, and given what we know about what they can do, it's not hard to believe that it's possible that she might, if she lives, she might be a member of some kind. And I don't even want to begin to think about. It's not important.
Edward loved his mother, and I do not believe her to be capable of such matters. I think if they have her, then it's for more ritualistic reasons. That's why I believed it. Forgive me for speaking of such things, Catfile, at Florence, at Lady Hera. It's a rough topic.
Speaking of rough topic, you're not riding off into the forest alone to deal with that problem.
No, of course not. We're probably going together, and we're going to kill them all.
I see.
Yes, we should go, Ira says.
It will be very dangerous, Lady Ira. And I do not want anyone else hurt.
Forests are dangerous, yes, and that is why there are knights in accompaniment.
But what if we fail? He's looking out into the distance again. I do not want another loss on my conscience. It all happened so quickly.
Goratrix. You can't control that kind of thing. Do what you can.
Yes, of course. And I just want to ask the question to you, Liam. With Dalen saying that, does the internal monologue go, do what you can, except me, I'm responsible for everything?
No, but this entire feast, Dallin has been pretty cool and not mean to you anymore. Still kind of avoiding you, but not mean. There was some tone there.
Yes. But one way or the other, Goratrix nods and goes, yes. If you wish, of course, we will do our best to defend you. This is a matter of the utmost import. I asked the Merlin about this, and he said I could handle it. So I think I'm supposed to. If I can.
The Merlin told you that you were supposed to handle this?
Well, he said do what you will. So I will kill them.
Branwen says he did, but he was exhausted. And he spoke to me and asked me to come here and speak with you.
Yes. Dame Branwen, it's good to see you again. Sorry, I was lost in thought.
Gortrix,
Yes,
if you need assistance, you can count on me. I will be present.
definitely. The more sword arms and shields we have against this evil, the better. And also, I don't know, like, if the Merlin has taught you anything. He has this mark which he draws that makes you sad, but you can destroy it anyway. It's just like a time waster. He's talking about the mark of the Yellow King, which it sorcels minds.
All right. So I'm going to assume that you all are going out there because I don't want to spend too much time in I want to get to the next beat if we can.
Gortrix certainly isn't going out there alone.
No.
I'm not letting
Yeah.
that happen.
Gortrix will, before he heads out, he will do his best to write a letter and leave it with his uncle to send, basically to Matic, going, I am coming as soon as possible. Someone has defiled Edward's grave. I'm sorting it out. I will be to London as soon as I can.
That would involve you sharing it probably with Balric because you don't have rights, I believe. Probably don't.
Yeah, Gortrik's not great at that. He is perfectly fine with sharing it with Baldric.
Mom also knows how to write as well.
Yeah.
So, and just a note that you'd have to do that. Is this one of those things where is Dallin going? I'm assuming yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Is Florence going?
Yeah, they'll come along.
I mean,
These
mom and
dirty
brother
sorcerers.
are involved.
Yeah.
It's kind of important, his brother's body has been taken from its grave.
Yeah. His grave in Idmiston, no less. So someone's dug up your lands now.
Right.
Mr. Bob,
Yeah.
can I request a 5-minute break real
I was going to
fast?
say the same thing. So why don't we take a
Perfect.
5 right now and we'll continue the scene. See you soon.
Hooray!
All right, wonderful.
Thank you very much. That helped a lot. That would have really sucked. You know, they didn't lose anything yet, so it's perfect. So we're gonna go over here real quick and just shoot forest. So this is where you're traveling to, which is, well, we've been there before, but I just wanted to show that real quick. Now, let us continue.
One moment. Are we all muted? That's what Rebecca's
It's
saying.
all fixed
Okay.
now. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I mute everything for the BRB. So.
Understood.
And that's a good call because I may have forgotten that otherwise. So I'll have to find a more clean way to do that. I'm sure there is one. But nevertheless, let's continue on. Okay. So you arrive in the forest. It still has that eerie vibe that the last time you passed through, you felt like. It's just, you know, when you're passing through crossover sites or, you know, into Summerland, I guess, would be the closest thing. The most resemblant thing. But it's different. There's something that contrasts it, and it's hard to put your finger on it. For those in the know, those who experienced it, Dallin and Goratrix, this cult, the Yellowwares, there's something about them that's just awful. And of course, I think this place with so much death happening here, the hangings and the massacres that they had here, that ritualistic stuff, it sticks with you for sure. As you ride through here, you ride down the forest path, you remember seeing all those hanging bodies that were covered.
I don't like this.
No, it hasn't improved since last we were here. I feel this place has been corrupted. If you see... sorry, go.
I'm hearing something beep on Roll20, but I don't know what it was.
Oh, Bob's adding portraits.
I see. Okay.
But yes, Goratrix will say, if you see Sir Einion, do not trust him. He is open in his worship of the Yellow King.
Okay, we're gonna find out what happened. We're gonna get whoever we need to get out. And then we're gonna get out, right?
Yes. And we will lay Edward to rest.
Goratrix, I understand I've been short with you recently. I just want you to know how much I value you as a friend. Even you haven't done anything wrong, and I'm very proud to stand alongside you.
Can Goratrix, in his depressed, melancholy state, try and make a roll to see if Dallin's lying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Would this be intrigue or trusting? Because I do have trusting Sir Dallin as a directed trait.
I think you're gonna have to test, trusting versus suspicious to see if you would even bother to look for that, right? If you have trusting as a directed trait, I'd say absolutely.
All right. So I'm gonna have this at a -5 because I am in melancholy. Hey, success!
Yeah!
And suspicious. Fumble on suspicious. Okay, so here's what I imagine it looks like. Goratrix down in the dumps, like his mind, if it's not on the battle and the coming fight, and it's just on his failures and him being a bad friend and a bad knight. Goratrix hearing that, critical thinking goes out the fucking window. As that little voice in his head that sounds suspiciously like his mom and dad, just empty right out, and Goratrix looks at Sir Dalen with big, wide eyes as he goes,
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you. I have missed speaking to you.
I have to. I'll explain myself further, but later, when we're not in a potential life or death situation, but in case the worst happens, I don't think it was your fault, and I don't think you should think it's your fault either. But we'll leave that conversation for tomorrow, all right?
It means the world to me. You telling me this, my heart has healed. Though not mechanically, because I'm still, he's still like in that spiral.
sad boy hours.
Yes, but now his mind is no longer, and Dalen blames me for things. Now it's just, now I blame me for things. But yes.
Up ahead,
Goratrix, I feel better. I'm sorry.
you see that the road continues down a bend, and you see a thicker mist ahead. Now, this isn't the first time you've rode into mist. Not rode through a tunnel of it, but rode into it.
Mm-hmm.
Please test me, specifically Dalen and Goratrix, worldly versus spiritual.
Got a donut in my hand. I gotta try to do this with the donut. All right, here we go.
Failure on worldly, success on spiritual.
Failure on both. Slightly lower failure on spiritual.
I think for this, the way we're going to play this one out is, for Goratrix or for Dalen, you know you're uncomfortable. You can't really place why. Like, it's not coming to you immediately. This trigger of entering the mist and all that happened the last time you did. But for Goratrix, your test in Summerlin comes to mind.
This reminds me of that ambush back in Summerland where we were faced with our nightmares, our dreams. It was surprisingly okay for me. But yes, be on your guard. Make sure even your senses can be deceived.
I wonder if they're taking us. I wonder if they're taking us elsewhere or just trying to play tricks.
And Dalen will call out,
Everyone, stay close. This mist can play tricks on you. Be careful who you swing at. Your eyes might be deceiving you. Trust yourself and trust your instincts, and don't panic.
Okay. With that, I think the group is entering, yes?
yes. Okay. Let's fucking go.
Everyone give me an awareness roll, -10.
Before we do that, I have a quick question.
Yep.
Can I overcome my melancholy debuff with a passion roll?
You may trigger it, yep.
You may
Okay.
certainly try.
Now, I will note, in the interest of fairness, that melancholy also decreases my passion roll, so I have a -5 to the calling of things.
I love that Florence has a one in awareness.
Yes.
He's got a 5 awareness, the poor lad.
-10. Let's see.
Ah, that was so close.
Who needs to be aware of anything when you're this pretty? I love it.
I have people to notice things for me. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So I'd like to limit the effects of failure. I'd like to roll my love Favoured Sons for this at a -5, giving me a 50-50 chance, because these people messed with my bro.
Okay, give her.
There's only one favorite son. There's only 2 favorite sons now.
Yeah. What did I say?
Heartbreaking.
66% efficiency? Oh, critical!
Hey, critical
Okay.
sons.
What does that give you for the level
Plus
you're
10.
at? Even for the level you're at? Okay.
Let me quickly check, because I may be wrong. Because it was a 15... Yeah. Oh, no, wait, hold on. This is really weirdly put out. Yeah, I think it's still a +5.
Yeah. So the ones that are lower, they just don't apply as passionately,
Yeah.
but they also don't lead to the higher consequence. Lower
Yeah, they
risk,
don't
lower
lead to
reward.
the... Indeed. But yes, that was my bad. It's still a +5, which means I still roll awareness at a -10.
Yeah.
Failure.
Oh, you're at 0. Okay.
Well, I'd hit it on a 1, but yeah.
Okay. Very
Oh,
well.
buddy.
Okay. As you come through the fog, Goretrix, we're gonna focus in on Goretrix here.
Indeed.
You hear a number of other riders beside you still, but as the fog kind of clears and opens up, there's no sight of Edith, no sight of Guegon, no sight of Sir Delois, and no sight of Florence.
Oh no. I've lost them again. No. Can you hear my voice? Edith?
You see to your side Dallin.
Dylan, I think we lost the others.
Does Dallin see Gortrix?
You do.
Okay. Talon goes, it's all right. Just stay calm. Ride with purpose. And trust that they'll find their way. For now, it's you and I, all right?
It's all we need. But really, I would prefer it if I could see them. But I understand.
Go ahead and give me some investigation rolls.
Investigation
What?
rolls.
Yeah.
Ooh, all
By
right.
that, I mean.
Let's add the skill.
Yeah. By that I mean awareness.
Same as before.
Indeed. No minus this time.
Thank God. Let's see how this goes.
11 out of 15. Oh,
Still a
buddy.
failure.
You poor fool.
I notice things normally sometimes. It's a 50-50 chance.
Through the shadow, you see Dallin. You see the passing of yellow in the distance.
Gortrix, hold up. Ahead. Do you see it?
Do I see it now that it's pointed out?
You do.
As the sword is pulled out.
Dallin readies the lance. They've only got the one because our friend is my squire's behind.
Yeah.
The
Who goes there?
The fog begins to clear, and you see in the distance a number of cultists dressed in yellow.
That's this again.
Some of them standing full size, others the size of a child. They stand
Well, I don't like that.
on the edge of the path. None of them move. They just watch you approach.
Steady, Gortrix.
You have defiled a body and continue worship which has harmed many in the surrounding lands. Where have you taken him?
All of them, you see, point beyond them as they stand on either side of the path. They motion.
What, did you rehearse that? Sorry.
Do we recognize any of them?
They're all hooded right now.
Hmm.
I don't like this, Sir Dalen.
Stay steady. I'll take point. You watch our rears, all right?
Of course.
Dallin rides just a little bit in front as we go to the direction that they pointed.
Gortrix does not trust these creepy, pointy people at all. He is indeed watching the rear as he just keeps his eye on these people, waiting, watching for any sign of them drawing a knife.
Okay. Test me suspicious.
Is that for both of us or just
Yes,
for
yes,
Gortrix?
please.
Gotcha.
Failure on suspicious. You know what? They gave us directions.
That's a success on suspicious.
I think if you
And a fumble on trusting.
Yeah, go ahead and test trusting against it, Thomas.
Okay, yeah. That is a very bad failure on trusting.
I think it's just you're like, well, they don't seem to be hostile, and it's like, yeah, they could stab us in it. You know what I mean? You're just uncertain as you ride through, and for Dallin, I think you're hesitant, especially like even more so. You're worried that
Yeah, Dallin is ready. If something moves in their peripheral, it's getting the lance. You know, like just prepared.
Okay. You you see something quickly move beside you, and you go to strike. Test awareness real quick, Dallin.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna
go.
stab Edif.
Don't stab
That's a success.
my boy.
That's a 12 out of 15 success.
You go to ready your weapon against, and just before you do, the hood comes down from. You see what looks like a 6-year-old boy. It's a familiar face, actually. It's someone that you saw in your lands in Durnford, nearby. A commoner that used to serve for you. Someone that you presume still present. And he just laughs at you. And then he kind of goes and moves to the other side and kind of fades into the fog.
Okay, Dallin's got some complicated feelings about that they are unable to process right now, so we'll
Good.
just keep moving along here. Oh, fuck, that sucks.
That these children would be brought into a faith like this, it's not right. These forests should be cleaner, sacred instead of profane. Also, I'm pretty sure that boy was trying to impale himself on your lands.
They're taking people. It's not going to stop.
Unless we stop it.
How do you fight something like this? You can't... I can't drive my lance through that boy, can I? But...
Well, you shouldn't.
This can't be allowed to spread.
Indeed not. Take out the source of the corruption and... I don't know.
We've
That was
done
why
that.
I wanted to ask Merlin.
We've done that before, Gortrix, remember?
Just one priest doesn't make it whole religion gone. I did stab the Yellow King in the face. That's how he remembers it, at least. But regardless, we push forward. We'll do what we can, and Merlin will handle the rest. That's why Bledwin's with us.
Merlin.
Dallin's not attempting to hide any.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's not.
I was going to ask.
There's not any hint of courtesy in there. Not even going to attempt the role. Dallin is clearly not a fan of Merlin.
This, and like Gortrix gestures to the big spooky forest, this is why we need him. How many other 100 things do you think he's taken care of while we can't see him? We're just unlucky enough that, well, he's not here now.
I'll believe it when I see it, Gortrix. Right now, all that Merlin is someone who ordered us on a march that got my friend killed. That's all.
I see. And there are no more words. Scartrix, still with a naked sword, still keeping an eye on the surroundings, will continue to follow Dalen in the direction of the Children of the Corn stuff.
You ride ahead. The fog thickens again as you go down. You hear a sound of a nearby stream. A lot of you begin to cross it. Cadfile looks really nervous. He says, I hope we find whoever did this with Edward. I hope they're brought to justice.
They will be. They will be.
Glad to see you made it through. More or less.
He nods.
Have you still got... Is everybody here, or do you know who else you're missing?
Branwyn says her uncle, it seems, as well as the other two squires.
I see.
And Sir Florence.
All right. Gortrix, or no, well, all the squires are missing.
Not all the squires, Cadfile says.
Oh, that's right, Cadfile's here. Cadfile, do you happen to have any rope on you?
I have a bit.
If you're willing, I'd like you to try to tie as many of us together. Just something to hold on to. Keep us connected.
Hey, while that would be smart, once we get into combat, it will be difficult to charge. I would prefer to...
Hold the rope rather than have it tied.
One way or the other. Yes. These forests are tricky. I don't want anything that would keep us tangled. It's a good idea, but I feel we just have to trust that we can make our way through.
Okay. In that case, Cadfile, you're in charge of making sure everyone sticks together. Do what you can, but don't worry if it doesn't work out.
He nods. Of course. It's as you say. So the rope is given to everyone to hold on to. That's the idea, right? That's what you wanted?
Yeah, and we'll drop it the minute that we need to go. You know.
Yeah.
It's our connection because we're all friends and going on a quest together. It's great.
Are we gonna defeat Cthulhu with the power of friendship? Hell yeah.
Bet your ass we are.
One more awareness roll, good folk.
I am a good folk, and I'm good at folk sighting. That's a 3 out of 15.
Let me see how this goes. 12 of 10. I'm a failure.
It's all right. My 10 eyes have got you covered.
Mark, do you want to
Excellent.
test Cadfile for me real quick?
Sure.
Private eyes watching you.
Fair failure.
All right. So in this case, as Dallin notices, you notice just in the fog, it's thick. You actually cross over a small crossing. It's a very thin, like narrow stream with a rock crossing. You come upon it as if to cross it, and you see the sight of motion ahead. So it seems to be very far ahead of the path. And that's to Dallin.
Oh, sorry, one more time?
You see motion up ahead.
Motion up ahead. Gotcha.
You get to a nearby stream. As you're crossing it or about to cross it, you see motion up ahead, though it seems to be very far ahead.
Hold on. Something moving.
What is it?
I can't tell from this distance. It's just across the stream.
Be you friend or be you foe? Goratrix calls out over the rill.
Shall we slay or bring you woe?
That is entirely your choice, De Winterborn Stoke.
Goratrix doesn't like magic people knowing his name.
You hear the voice. It's familiar.
Who is it?
It's Einian.
Despite everything, despite all of the surroundings and whatever's inside Goratrix's head, he just smiles as he says, Einian. Like the name tastes good on his mouth. Dalen, he's in bloodlust mode.
Dallin rides up right alongside Goratrix and goes, "Oh, I think this one's for you. Keep a level head, right? Our emotions are how they get us."
Of course. You have something that belongs to the House of Idmiston. Not to mention, you've been doing very strange acts.
It was folly to come here. And I think it's one of those perfect things. The camera kind of pans over the other side of the waterway, and you see a number of slain knights, and the moonlight kind of shines perfectly bright, and you see Brinley just laid out dead on the way.
You've sacrificed your honor, your spirit, now your loyalty. We'll avenge their deaths. And we'll see they have a proper burial.
Before we jump to such rash outcomes, you hear a woman's voice. The fog begins to fade. Behind her, the fog still remains, and you see 3 knights in the fog on horseback. You just see their lances.
That doesn't seem to worry Goratrix.
You see Edward's mother step forward.
Lady Margot? Or is it Margot?
Margot. Yeah. Close enough.
Lady Margot? We thought you dead. We looked through your hut. You joined with these people?
Edward.
That's...
Goratrix, be mindful. These things, they do strange things to us, right? We know this.
She left him. She disappeared.
She was
Made
taken.
him think she was dead.
She was
Now
taken.
she takes his body? Yes. One way or the other, we're not likely to harm the defenseless. But you aren't quite defenseless, are you? He looks at the 4, or is it 3 knights? Is it Einian and 3 different knights, or
It's hard
is
to
Einian
say.
one of the 3?
You don't
Hard
actually
to
see their
say.
features.
Got you.
All you can see is 3 figures. Whether or not Einian is one of them is a question. Sorry, 3 in market, but 3 amongst horseback.
Why have you done this from your own lips?
All I've ever wanted. All this gift I have. All I ever wanted was Morganor. seems so unfair that finally I would have the power to return him to me. And then Edward would be taken. But that's no longer a concern. Edward. One of the knights steps forward, trots forward slowly. Mark, please open up your sheet and test your love mother, which is a new.
I love this.
Fuck! Ah!
Oh, yep.
What do you know? It's a success.
That's a surprise there. What's that? That's a 25.
That's
It also
shocking.
makes it a +10 to everything because
Yes.
it's a
Exalted.
legend. Yeah, exalted.
Just gonna do the fast way here. You see Edward stride forward. He too is. He is without a yellow cloak. He looks similar to how you saw him before.
Kind of just for the sake of the scene, is he helmeted or does he not have his helmet on?
He has no helmet on.
Okay.
The fog begins to clear a bit. Beside him, or beside her, you see another man, clearly long dead. He too bears the arms of Idmiston.
Advile, things are about to get really awkward for you.
I don't understand. Ira just kind of shrieks. Edward, make a recognize roll -5.
Ooh. Would he have a bonus to it because of his impassioned?
No.
Technically, he's impassioned. Okay, no.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Not for this
Yeah.
case. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
This is the thing that's impassioning you is also the thing that's giving you the penalty.
Yeah. Okay, this is a 1 out of 20. Nope.
Something about her looks, as you hear the shriek, something about her looks familiar. I think that's just it. Like, tilt your head to the side, like, do I know her? You see Einian as well. He is the third horseman.
Mm. Edward, you're alive.
For Edward, things seem strange. You remember them. You don't remember them entirely. Just their names and that they were friends. None of that is as important as your mother, of course.
Gortrix, stay back.
Yes. No, I'm not going in just yet. I don't quite like the looks of the eyes of that one. And he gestures to the undead Morganor.
It's more than that. Edward, can you hear us?
Looks at you, his eyes now focusing on Daylin. Eyes narrowing a little bit, but not necessarily in any kind of distaste or negative emotion, just kind of curiosity. As if he's confused or there's like a fog over him.
Forget what you've seen here. I implore you. Return back to your Salisbury and leave us in this forest to be a family once more.
I can't do that, my lady. Neither of us can.
He was our friend, and this... Margaret, this isn't a family. It's unholy. The spirits of the dead are meant to remain in their resting place, wherever that might be. You know this. You must.
I traded such thoughts long ago. In my first lifetime.
I love Edward as a brother, and in that way he is my family, just as I consider you my family as well. But I can't ignore that this cult that you're a part of is hurting people, and it won't stop hurting people. So I beg you, come back with us, because we aren't leaving without you.
I can't do that. There's a reason why I left to begin with. Someone like me, someone as old as me, I have no place in this world now.
You... And Dallin removes the helmet. My name is Elizabeth of Durnford.
Ryanman looks at you, and so does Ira, and also Cadfile. I think they're all like, what?
Yeah, there's only one person in the know.
Yeah.
My brother never returned from a campaign overseas, and Durnford needed a knight. So I took his place, not out of a thirst for glory or for my own satisfaction, because there was no place for Elizabeth in Salisbury. So I made one. And your son and Goratrix here are the only reasons why I have felt in the last 5 years more comfortable than I ever have in my entire life. I made a place. It's not perfect. It's a constant struggle. Every day is filled with challenges to overcome, and any day it could come tumbling down. But that doesn't make it less worthwhile. I'd never have the bond I had with your son if I hadn't made a place. There's still a way. There's always a way. I am proof. I have defeated the Goblin Knight. I have been knighted as Elizabeth, not as Dallin. If that's true of me, then I don't care what your god says, but if he tells you that you can't, then he is lying to you.
She shakes her head. That is not how magic works. I have traded away what I was to become what I am, and to return Morganor to me. And now, on this winter solstice, I've returned to Edward.
Then allow us to bring you peace.
With that, Einar rides forward and says, "You dare threaten the new shepherd. You will die for that."
I threaten no one. But I swear to you, you will not stop me.
Magic is a miracle. It is not an evil inherently. What you do with it? It absolutely is. You must know. You say yourself there is no return. I say there is, but you know what you do is wrong, right? It matters not. He eyes Onion, keeping a wary eye on Edward, who he knows is way more dangerous.
Yeah. Dallin's not winning a fight against Edward, so that might be your bad, Gortrix.
That's.
All right, so
I have no pluses.
I think in knightly fashion, there's 3 knights here, and there's 3 of them. It makes the most sense to face off 1-on-1.
Whew.
I will let you guys decide how you want to contest this and what.
I think Dallin will lean over to Gortrix and just be like, "I'm no match for Edward. If he's even a fraction of his strength that he was in life, I'm not going to be able to win that fight."
He's going to be powered by magic, so it's not going to be great for me either, but I'll try. He looks Edward up and down, sees in the distance his dispassionate tilting of his head. At the moment, I think Edward's hitting at 31, right? Goratrix with his even with his passion, he's rolling it straight because he was already melancholic. So it's going to be interesting. Unless this is a different scene and I get to roll an exalted passion, but I probably won't.
Also, Dallin will lean over to Dame Branwen and go, "How confident are you with your blade?"
I've not lost yet. She says with a bit of hesitancy in her voice.
Oh, good. An optimist, then. Take your pick. I'll take whichever one you don't want.
Okay, so to clarify, Gortrix was against who? Was that right?
Edward. Oh boy.
I want to make sure.
This is gonna end badly.
I'm gonna bring Edward's proper token.
It's proper.
It's not in your favor.
Well, just
no,
the one
it
with his
isn't.
name.
You don't have to beat him. You just have to survive long enough for us to get you back up.
Yeah. Technically,
fight defensively.
Can my opponent be the unarmed witch?
It would be probably lacking in honor to do so.
As well, I think as you would charge at her, you would be cut off by either Edward or one of the other.
That's 100%.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Goratrix. Dallin's willing to do that.
You can absolutely try to aim that way if you'd like.
It would be lacking in honor. I don't think that would be Goratrix's go-to, and I think that's going to be why he's going to die.
Goratrix versus Edward, then?
Goratrix versus Edward. Oh, boy.
I think Branwen says, I've come this far for the rumors of Einar. Perhaps I'll face off against him, and you can deal with the dead.
Onion's got a glass jaw. You'll be fine.
Did you get that, Liam?
Sorry. One more time.
She says Onion. She
Okay,
says that
perfect.
she's come this far to face Onion. She might as well.
Perfect.
And then she says,
if that's thematically appropriate to her, she can take it. Dallin literally only cares about one person here.
Yeah. Okay.
Lady Ira, please try and get to him before he cuts my head off. He says in a brief aside to the undoubtedly traumatized countess.
All right. So we're going to test. Hold on one second. Any passions anyone wants to roll before this thing happens.
Yeah.
I've already rolled my passion, and that means that I am rolling it straight because I'm melancholic and I got a +5.
I'm definitely doing love of family here. Because as Adalin said so plentifully a moment ago, these two are my brothers, and I am not letting this shit fucking slide. It is not happening.
Okay.
Before this begin, can I take a real quick minute to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, absolutely.
See you in a second.
That is a success. Threshold 18 on love family.
Okay. You have the bonus.
Oh shit! I rolled a critical. We won. It's over.
Oh, the old Yellow King dead instantly passion, I see.
I love that passion. It's my favorite one.
And I do recognize it's late as we near 3 a.m. for Mark.
Oh,
Well,
buddy.
But fight combat in this game doesn't, for better or for worse, it doesn't typically take long. So I'm actually in a perfect mood for this because I've been playing For Honor all day. I don't know if you guys are
Nice.
familiar with that game, but it's a big sword combat kind of game.
I'm back.
Hello,
Alright, so I
welcome
just have to
Samurai versus
consistently.
Viking.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
have to consistently roll 11 higher than Edward does.
back. I believe in
Which,
you.
considering Edward's rolls, not impossible.
Not impossible.
No.
but
We're
less
not at a
likely.
feast. We're not at a
Yeah.
feast. This
That's
isn't good.
true.
Yeah.
okay.
I would be rolling my exalted passion, but yeah, if I fail that, I would go into madness, and I'm rolling at a -5 to that one. Oh, man, Margot picked a good time.
Yeah, that was a bad fumble. Okay, just testing everyone. Okay. Everyone is impassioned in this
Oh
fight.
boy. Oh well, the Yellow King's dead instantly, so the source of her power
Yeah.
would go away.
We talked about that. And we're like, man, it's not actually Yellow King dead instantly. It's the passion Yellow King dead instantly. Still a really good
Gotcha.
passion. Yeah, it's still critical. So why don't we start with the first trade-off? Who wants to cinematically start this? I think it's probably close to the same time, but I think it'd be fun to have like one group trot just slightly faster ahead. Who's that? Who wants?
Gortrix and Edward.
Yeah,
I think that's the
Yep.
one. Yeah.
Okay.
As the form of Edward slides his sword from his scabbard and pulls it forth. He points it towards Goratrix, as if issuing a challenge. As he kicks the sides of his horse and begins to gallop in that direction.
Gortrix accepts the challenge. Now, we don't have any bonuses to this because we're both knights on horseback, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna get my lance bonus, but you guys are dumb. You guys didn't spec into the lance. You guys while you guys were mastering the blade, I mastered the
Yeah,
lance.
the stick.
We missed the lance meta.
All right. One,
Alright.
a two, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
So 12
Okay,
out
so
of
you
20.
have to
Not
roll a
bad.
natural 1. You have to roll a natural 1,
A draw.
and then I'll win.
Well,
You
no.
are
If I roll a
Yeah,
Oh
one,
yes,
draw.
that would draw. So we found. Oh yep, you get me.
Oof.
Not a critical though.
Not a
Still
critical.
a horrible roll, but 7.
Well,
Oh yeah. Yeah, he rolled a 7 and he got an 18. So this
That's
is the
upsetting.
level. All right, roll your damage.
Let's go.
Mm. Alright.
That's
No, that-
amazing.
I don't think it does anything.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Completely blocked.
Yeah.
I don't think you
As,
even needed your shield for that.
So I
No,
think
No,
I
he would have
did.
needed the shield.
I think
Yeah,
this
'cause
is
it's
that
16.
scenario where Goretrix is kind of caught off guard by Edward's ferocity here, but it
Yeah, just
has enough
sudden
time to raise his
charge.
shield and parry the blade before it becomes a problem. in the
It's
first
obvious
place.
that being dead has done nothing for Edward's skills. But Goretrix knows how to fight Edward, so he's leaning into that and clink,
All right.
just narrowly avoids taking off a section of his face.
I think it would also be thematic if Goretrix just hears as Edward is riding past in the charge, just hears Edward go, Goretrix.
Ah! Edward, we will free you. Just stop hitting me.
No.
All right. I think next is Dallin and Morganor.
Oh, it's so fucked up. All right, I'm gonna spear this guy so fucking hard he's gonna fly off his horse. I swear to God. All right, so rolling.
Kill my dad.
I will.
Again.
Rolling lance. I get a +5 for the
+5.
lance and a +5 for my passion, or is it +10 for my passion? +5.
+5.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So 10 total. Here we go. That's
Yeah.
a critical lance.
Oh yeah, you got him. You get him.
And
He just-
that was a really bad roll, so that's awesome.
that
for
was
you.
a bad roll.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So and then I can roll my horse damage. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Come on. Do good for me, baby. 19's not great.
That's still 38 damage.
Correct. It is doubled for the crit.
So 19. Wait, so
And that is an odd number, so my lance breaks.
38. 38 though minus 16.
Minus the armor, yeah.
Dallin.
Well, that implies that his armor's in good condition after so many years in the ground. An argument could be made.
It's kept good. Yeah.
Oh no.
All
Yeah,
right.
He
they
hasn't
could've
been
just
dead
taken-
for that long.
Yeah, he doesn't look so hot. Edward looks identical to what he looked like before, but
So my lance breaks. I have a question. Is the tip of it like jutting out of him, or did it just break on his armor in doing damage to him?
It is sticking in him good. It's sticking like right, probably right in his neck, but he's not like a zombie.
Oh.
You know, it's just like
Yeah.
stuck there, like it would have killed
Fucked
another
up.
man, and he's just standing there. Like,
Dallin like tosses aside. Dallin's got no words for this guy. They do not give a shit about your
Yeah.
dad. Sorry, Edward, but sword. The broken lance goes to the ground, and the sword is drawn.
and then I'm just gonna quickly do Einar and Branwen. Someone want to
Come on,
roll?
Branwen.
Someone want to roll sword 17 + 5 for Branwen?
I'll let you do this, Dalen, because
Oh.
she's your spaghetti recept. What's the word?
I'm
Makes you
sorry.
roll-
What?
Makes you drop spaghetti. That's the expression.
All right. 1d20. What's the command? V versus 17.
You can just write.
That's not a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see. 19. So that's
Well,
not
she was-
good.
she was.
Yeah, it should be at a +5, so that would be 19 versus 22.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Okay. Well, in that case, she does succeed.
Oh, she gets the better end of that.
Does she actually critical too? Because it
Nope.
would push 17.
No.
+5 would push 17 over.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
20.
yes.
You didn't.
That's
you didn't add it.
right.
Okay. Yep.
I didn't know.
Yep. She's crits, so you can do damage there.
Hell yeah! What's her horse damage, or what's her
66
body damage?
is horse.
6d. I just roll 6d6. Bam. Whoa,
Oh.
shit, lady, that's doubled.
Yeah, I think she
That's
kills
good.
Einar.
I think Ian's fucking dead.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Goretrix, you deserved that blow, but it's done. She did her mission. She's good.
Yeah,
Onion died as he lived.
Right.
Barely
her lamp-
considerable.
Yeah.
And if she was using lance, her lance also breaks.
Noted.
If it was not,
She was
yeah.
using a sword. So I think
Okay,
she
cool.
rides up and Onion kind of swings wide with his blade, and she, how did he fail that? Anyways, he didn't fail. That's right. He
He
didn't.
succeeded, but not well
Yeah,
enough.
yeah. I was just making sure I didn't get something wrong. She see her like in a very crafty move. She like ducks his blade and then comes up and just slices across his neck, and you just see him turn and it's just like right away he's just done. He just falls off the horse and quick strike, and just like that, one opponent is out of the mix.
You go, you spaghetti receptacle or whatever it was that Thomas
Very
said.
sorry. She makes you drop spaghetti. I forgot the word. I'm sorry. Forgive
It's
me.
just the combination of words spaghetti receptacle. It warms my heart. All right.
You are a cooking pot. But yeah, Gordrix like looks seeing Sir Dalen and Dame Elizabeth and Dame Branwen in this moment just fucking rock. And Gordrix just like looks at Edward, who in that round like he barely withstood. He's just going to let out a breath and go, okay, and turn his horse for another trot. What's that roll you're doing?
So Lady, or Margaret, as it is, she turns to Branwen and raises her hand in Branwen's direction. And you can just see this like almost like streaming life force as Branwen's face starts to go thin. It's almost like the air is sucking out of her as well. Branwen falls off her horse.
Oh shit.
Gordrix is going to yell out, Branwen!
Unconfirmed on status, but Red X because she's out of fight. So.
Yeah.
This one, super dead.
Oh shit, she heard me say I was a lady. Oh, that's gonna be so embarrassing if she survives. Fuck!
So if she dies, then you won't have an awkward situation to explain.
Dalen at the end of the fight just, oh no, she died.
Oh no, that's unfortunate. Oh, she's so cool though. Anyway, all right. Go ahead and stab each other, you guys.
Edward versus Gordrix.
Okay. I expect this will be when you get a crit.
But I hope you crit in response.
Oh, so you have to roll a natural 1. Okay.
But not.
I still rolled
doing okay.
horribly.
Yeah.
Still a victory though.
Yeah. Roll your damage. You're beating him down, and he takes damage. That is 6.
Yes.
All right. I am at 25 as you batter down the shield, I imagine, and draw blood. Though that doesn't actually affect anything on me beyond getting me closer to the inevitable. Gordrix is still prepared and still wheels his horse around for another go. Blood dripping down his face now. He just, he doesn't say anything. He just goes,
Okay. Back
Also,
to Dalen.
before we go any further, important question: How many weeks has it been since?
A lot.
You'd be fully injured.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm back to full. Good.
Summer to winter. So.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Also, Gordrix decently injured is still higher than my maximum hit points, so that's fun. All right, so
I realized
swords out.
Edward's first strike should have technically been horse damage, but.
I
thought it was only horse damage if it was with the
if you do
lance.
the lance.
Oh, okay, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's the difference. I thought, you can still count as a charge, but you can't get the horse damage.
Gotcha.
Or unless,
Yeah. Okay.
That's right.
All right, so Dalen, has spun around and is riding in for a sword clash, blade drawn. They're going for a decapitation. If this man's not going to die, then hopefully that will at least slow him down.
Okay.
That is an awful sword roll.
I was about to let out a decapitation. But no.
I wouldn't
No.
guarantee it. Oh, that's gonna mess me up so bad.
Did you add all of your?
I only get 5
Yes,
because
yes.
I'm not charging anymore.
Yeah.
I don't have my
Yeah.
lance.
He can't lose with his
Right.
bonus.
He can because he's using sword. Well, no, he can't. Wait.
No.
Yeah, he can because he only has a +1 because of sword. His sword 16.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So
Oh,
it's only
your
gets a
father's only marginally better than I am.
But with the +5 he's got, it's a 21.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's a +1 versus 21.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my
my
god!
Wow.
God!
My God.
There was such a
So-
low odds of that happening. 2
So-
out of 20.
It keeps
No.
happening.
10%
I think we see where Edward gets it from.
The power of friendship. I told you this would happen. We're gonna kill the god with friendship. He's going
Well,
down. I'm rolling my
Absolutely
damage.
are.
Regular damage, not horse damage. Yes, that's what
Regular
we just.
damage.
Yeah. All right. 22. That's gonna be
Knocking him
some
down?
damage.
That would be 6, I believe. That's that's what Edward hit me with. That's what you're hitting his dad with. It's
Yeah.
the circle of life.
22. He did succeed, so it's minus the 16, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
A 6, yeah. Okay. So he has taken quite a bit. Still standing.
Yeah. Dallin drags the blade across his chest as they come across. Does he bleed? Considering he's been dead for a little bit of time.
You bleed.
Uh,
Because potentially he wouldn't if his heart isn't beating.
yeah, no, he doesn't bleed. He does not bleed.
We've played
Interesting.
vampire long enough for us to understand the flow mechanics of blood for corpses and the undead.
Dallin rears around and goes, I wish you no harm, but I do wish you peace. That's it. That's all I got. I was gonna say something more cool, but I couldn't. I couldn't think of it. So we're good.
Go to fuck to sleep.
Go the fuck to sleep.
Um,
All right.
okay, so Margaret turns and she points her hand at Cadfile, he's raised the spare blade that he carries in her direction. And Cadfile's eyes widen and he goes to dive out of the way as flame leaves her fingertips and starts to move in his direction.
Oh my God. Cadfile, no.
Ouch.
Mark, do you want... I can do it, actually.
Oh no.
Cadfile would probably be impassioned, too. I should give him that.
You rolled his passion, didn't you?
No, he's the only one I didn't roll.
Oh,
He doesn't have very good passions. And hate Saxons, unfortunately, doesn't apply here. So,
doesn't it? If he dies, who will fight the Saxons?
you know what? To hell with it. We're going to allow that. That's exactly what he's thinking. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Roll for racism, boy.
Who will get the revenge, right? I think that's what's driving it. Yeah, 100%. And-
Amazing.
So he is going to test his dexterity to try and basically do a dodge out of the way as this thing's coming.
A success,
Succeeds.
but so close to a crit.
Nope. What is it? Yeah, it is.
The worst part is, if he
Times
did
2.
hit that crit, then it would have been
Hold on,
the same.
let me check something here. I don't think that's accurate. I was about to give damage, but nope, that's right.
Dalen, I don't think they're playing by the same rules as we are.
What the hell? They got dexterity? Is that a stat? I forgot that was a stat. I've never had to roll it.
22 damage. He is fried and on the ground.
Catfile!
But not dead.
Catfile, no.
Mark, please test Edward's love family. This Cadfile drops in, kind of. You see like an eruption of flame, and you see his body. It's like steaming now in the mist.
Success.
Okay. You instantly remember Cadfile's flood of memories of him, especially your last one where you died, and you realize all of a sudden that you're not alive anymore.
Vile. Gorgic just hears Edward at this point. His sword arm is kind of at his side as he's just looking over at Cadfile.
Unfortunately, it's not higher than your previous roll.
Yeah, it was almost a crit.
Yeah.
So close.
But with that, we move into the next round.
Edward, please see, she's a monster.
Oh dear.
Tricks.
All right. They are indeed for kids. Let's make that sword roll. I expect this will be a crit for you.
Tricks. Tricks are for kids.
Okay.
Are you telling me a bull gored these tricks?
I got a decent roll, but
You beat him.
Oh!
oh,
That's a beaten Edward at a sword
is.
duel.
Yep.
What? God,
Not
another
only-
really awful roll
Yeah,
from
you rolled
Edward
a
tonight.
four.
Edward's
like,
luxury sword. Yeah.
I rolled a 16.
Even in
and, you rolled a 4. Okay. Let me. Unfortunately, my damage is only at 5d6 at the moment, so let's see how this goes. 25 damage.
Mark, you'll take, so you get to block with 16. You also get basically 2 extra armor just from being undead.
Alright.
7 damage isn't bad.
It's not bad at all.
Right. And then Dallin versus Morganor.
All right, rolling that sword again, boys. Here we go. That's not great again.
Maybe he'll roll like shit.
Was it +1, right?
+1.
+1.
Oh my god! The family resemblance is uncanny!
Really does run in the family.
I think, hey, Mr. Bob, can I increase Dallin's religious Christianity? Because I do believe that they're honestly, like, between the last couple of battles, I think they're more certain that God exists.
Yeah, that's doable. You can take spiritual.
I'll take spiritual.
Can I
All
do
right.
that? Because I'm doing the work of the spirits. I'm
Yeah, but
sure they like
you have
me
a
now.
high spirit, don't you? Spiritual?
It's only 10.
Yeah, you can take it.
Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, it's only 10.
I think you
because
roleplayed
I
enough of
couldn't really get
Gortrix
that.
being spiritual to definitely.
Yeah, well, thank you. We'll see if it matters.
Dallin, charges in again and goes, "Damn you, stay dead!" and does another slash trying to get around his guard. And they did not do great. 17 damage.
17 damage. All right. Morganor looks almost like the sword goes right in him and back out. And it's like nothing. Like it's like you just stabbed a pillow. Is what it seems like.
Edward, once we're finished with this, I'll get Cadfile to a healer.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We just gotta Shaun of the Dead Edward, where we chain him up and we set him up near the Xbox, and we just, like, we'll hang out with him every once in a while. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I don't know what Ira rolled, but I don't think she did well.
She did. She critted.
She
Oh!
Very well, yeah.
It shouldn't have been verse 13. 13 was,
I mentioned that 13 was wrong.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
she had a plus
In that
5.
case, good on her.
Let me see. Her strength is super low.
I need a hero. Lady Ira's gonna come through the night.
Gotta be strong,
So-
and she's gotta be fast, and she's
And
gotta
she's
be
gotta-
cynical or such.
So
She's got.
So Ira kind of comes out of, you see her come out of the fog with a dagger, which most ladies would carry, right? So they can defend themselves.
Protect their virtue, yeah.
Protect their virtue. You see her come across Margaret's face, like just barely missing her neck with it. Margaret's like, oh. And Margaret turns and begins to do the same thing to Ira that she did to Brandman.
She casts Fireball.
No,
Pass Innovate.
not that one.
Ring
Oh,
of
the-
Enfeeblement.
The other one, yeah. Cone of Frost.
Ah.
All right. You watch as the life seems to leave Lady Ira. She kind of falls on the ground. She's screaming, and then it's almost like the voice comes out of her, ghastly, like it's being drained right out of her. Edward, please test love Lady Ira.
And power of friendship and love and
Let's
magic.
go.
I believe. Wait,
Ah!
hey! Oh, Christ almighty.
Edward, your flood of memories of Ira, the future you had, I think it's probably one of the last thoughts that went through your head, what you were about to lose as you were dying. And you watch as, doesn't even matter who, someone is killing her.
Yeah, I think Edward is pretty much going to immediately break away from his fight with Gortrix, paying him no mind anymore, making his way over to Lady Ira.
You watch as Edward breaks, seemingly almost leaving the battle, pulling away from Gortrix. I'm gonna give Edward a moment. Okay. I want to know what Gortrix does, but I want to see what. Actually, yeah. Let's see what Gortrix's reaction is. I think that's important. Sorry.
No, it's all good. I was going to say Gortrix isn't going to attack Edward when his back is turned, or a disengaged enemy in general. But as he turns to see where Edward is going, he sees the absolute mess that were his charges, and he sees Edward going to run to Lady Ira, and he feels a brief glimmer of hope that there is an Edward in there, and that this has awakened him somewhat. He is going to watch his horse pointed towards Margaret, just in case.
Understood. We'll come back to Edward in a second. I want to see what. Actually, no, it's Edward's action. So
Edward's action.
What is Edward doing?
Edward pretty much immediately jumps from his horse onto the ground, over to Lady Ira, leaning down to pick her up, and just says in that kind of dead voice, Ira. And then he would look up to his mother and look to her and just go, Mother.
Edward.
Why?
Edward, what are you doing? Fight them. You feel the compelling desire, but it doesn't burn as brightly as your love for Ira in this moment.
Mother, you hurt her. Why?
Edward, I can explain after we finish them. Finish them, please.
At this point, Edward lays down her ear onto the ground as he turns to his mother. And he would take a few steps towards her. And he'd reach up his hand as if to touch her face. Mother, I'm sorry. And then he attempts to attack her with his sword.
All right. You still have your impassion is moved to the it's critical +10 for era.
Yeah.
So.
$13.
Oh, solid rolls. She is not wearing armor, so just do your damage. And she's already also been stabbed. And
Been
she's
stabbed.
Yeah.
If she's still
Still-
alive, I'll finish her off for you.
I just have to say, what a fucking horrible roll.
Yes.
I
You've
mean,
been
after
rolling
the
so poorly.
after the last cinematic one, oh,
Jesus.
It
12.
doesn't matter though. She's already taken 12, and she has no
Thank
armor.
God.
Mhm.
Thank God.
I think in this moment, it's just like him looking into her eyes as he says, I'm sorry. And then there's just a moment as he just thrusts his blade forward through her.
Her eyes go wide. Edward? You see her begin to age kind of before you. She starts to wither more. Edward? Edward, why?
Edward would just kind of hold on to her, gently leading her towards the ground as he holds on to her. His mind kind of coming back to him a little bit in this moment as he says, I'm sorry, Mother, but I couldn't allow this to go on. I hope that you might find some absolution, that God may take mercy on your soul for all the wrong you have done. And I am sorry.
Dallin, please test sword as you continue in your melee against Morganor. You're on mute.
You're muted.
Or push to talk or whatever.
I got it. Give me 1 second. My dog's freaking out. I'll be right back.
Gertrix once again wins a duel by his opponent doing something else related to the mental state.
It's slowly becoming a theme.
Yes. Just like we could have made it a hat trick if the commander from the first battle was just, no, I love Kimric culture too much.
Mhm.
That
can't
was
believe-
beautifully done by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, and those I love when the rolls just support like
Exactly.
Yeah.
all right.
14 out of 20 success.
And
Hi,
that's-
sorry.
Where is +1 is what he's got, right?
He's due a good roll. Oh, no, he isn't.
No, it's
Oh
not.
my god,
Alright.
this man.
You find I think we'll play this out as like he moves slow. Very slow.
Is a 21 on the damage there.
All right. Gortrix, what is your knockdown at?
Give me a quick sec. My knockdown is 17.
Okay. Yeah. I think at that point, Morganor is knocked off his horse. He has like a really bad dex right now. Having gone through the full amount of rigor mortis you can go through.
Yeah.
He climbs back to his, or he begins to climb back to his feet though, Dallin, but he's unhorsed. this point.
Goratrix has not had his action yet.
Okay.
With Edward coming back to himself, and with Margaret, the wizard, no longer casting spells and dying in her son's arms, Goratrix would like to assist Dalen with Morganor as he's on the ground, and then he's going to see to the wounded.
I'd also say she's more of a warlock.
More of a warlock. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's a good point. The cleric. But yes, may I strike at Edward's dad as he struck at Edward's mum?
You may.
He is unhorsed.
He is.
Slash that man up. That's not a great roll.
Not a great roll. I rolled a 5.
Slash that man up.
This is a new round, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, I haven't quite
It would be.
acted, but yes.
Oh no, it wouldn't be because that's right. Because Edward took an action. This is still Goratrix.
I think Goratrix he did like a hold action.
Yeah,
So,
I would
That's
have
right.
held my action.
That's right. Okay. Then in that case,
I will
yeah,
accept.
probably.
I will accept that I did nothing in the face of Edward doing that, just so I could see what was going on.
I think
So
Morganor,
I'm
sure he-
listening.
Morganor
stab
does try to, he has his blade still in his hand and he's on one knee as you kind of come at him. He's gonna stab upwards because
This is where he gets the crit. Watch this. Not a crit, but still
Still wins.
roll your damage.
Does he do enough damage, though?
he's not weak, but maybe not because it's not a crit.
Hmm.
Oh wait,
Oh,
I did D10.
shit.
I did D10. Sorry.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh boy!
He's not
Ignore.
weak, he says as he rolls 12d6.
There you go.
Yeah,
All
no
right, a
damage.
14. Yeah, that's.
That's more like it.
Oh, panic!
I think this is the thing. I think what's gonna happen though is he actually he does cut into Goratrix's horse. Give me a dex roll, Goratrix.
You gave the whole
Of
chat a
course.
heart attack.
Failure on dex.
Okay. You are unhorsed. Give me a d6 damage.
Ow! Dickhead!
You hit the ground beside the dead man.
I am still fine. I haven't hit any of my milestones, shall we say.
Dalen.
How messed up is Edward's father looking?
He looks. It's really hard to tell. It's like how damaged is a zombie is kind of what you're struggling with him. He's not missing his head, that much. But you've poked him. Poked a few good holes in him, and he hasn't fallen the way other enemies would.
Interesting.
He has no ability to contest you because he just contested Goratrix.
Yeah, you're right. That would be the better thing. All right, I'm fucking this guy up. Let's go. He's dead to me. Bam. That's a 10 out of 20 sword roll.
We're
Could have been
doing
better.
Can't
so
contest. He can't contest.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I think I've only critical with people that can't not critical.
Yeah.
All right, so just straight damage then?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
23.
That'll do it. You watch him. He kind of. You end up. Is this with your? What is this?
Sword?
With? Sword. Yeah. So you.
Yeah, I think if I may.
Yeah.
may
Yeah.
I?
Please do.
Yeah. Dallin crashes the sword into his neck, and it gets stuck there for just a second. And they go, "Treat your bastards better," and then bam, all the way off, decapitates him. Is that doable?
Yep.
Great.
You saved me. Godrix will get up, and he is going towards the wounded and Edward.
Edward, for a brief moment, you have your complete like sentience back, like you remember everything. As your mother lays there dying, and Lady Ira is in your arms, or near you. I can't remember if you set her down or not.
I think he would like close the eyes of his mother and then lay her down, and then would go to cradle Lady Ira in his arms, or pick her up. I would probably say.
Okay.
And he would turn to look towards his friends.
Edward, is that you?
Yes, it is. It's good to see both of you. I only wish it could be under better conditions.
Yes, for all of this, for everything, I'm so sorry. I
should have made sure that you were able to retreat. I'm sorry. All of this is my fault. I wish.
It's not your fault, Elizabeth. I made the choice to keep fighting. I had the opportunity to retreat, and I did not take it. I thought if I had a chance to kill that damn Saxon king, then I would do anything in the hopes I might succeed. In truth, I also thought my brother dead. I'm glad to see that he is still among the living.
Godrix is at Cadfile's side, with his knights have like first aid kits, right?
Yes. Well, Cadfile has a first aid kit on his horse.
He's seeing to Cadfile, and as Edward says, that damn Saxon king, Godrix lets out a faint. It is you. For what it's worth, I'm sorry that all of this had to happen at all. That we didn't follow through with this. That your own mother,
She did what she did because of love. No, I cannot excuse what is done. I understand.
Where did you go when you died? Did you see it? Do you know?
It is hard to say. It is almost as if my mind is still fuzzy. As if it's not entirely there. I think I am dead. I know I am. There's not much else I can put forward other than whatever holds me here will not hold me here for long.
With that, Mark, please give me a con roll. -10 as the last breath of your mother fades.
Am I still
You're
inspired?
not. It won't apply to this roll. Actually, you know what? Hell with it. Yeah, please do. Please,
Power of love, baby! Yeah!
Constitution.
might give you a.
Let's go. Did it work?
I'm doing a drum roll over here. I don't see it yet.
Roll it again.
Hey!
Success.
That's a success, baby!
You know that you're tired,
Mm.
and you know you won't last long. You feel a call to rest, but you fight on for now. Say goodbye to your friends.
Dallin dismounts and makes their way over. Thank you for not even once blinking.
Elizabeth, you are truly one of the most noble, righteous knights I have ever known. Though I must admit, when I first learned of the truth, I felt the weight of years of tradition. A feeling that you weren't meant to be there. But I know now that I was wrong. You deserve to be on the battlefield, to be a knight, as much, if not more, than anyone else. Do not feel responsible for my death. Do not do me the dishonor to weigh upon your conscience for eternity. Know that I did so gladly, knowing that what I could do to protect my friends, my companions, succeeded. You still walk among the living.
You saved our lives so many times, today included. I know you could have killed me if you really wanted to. And you protected more than that. You stood by me when others might have let my mistakes be all I really was. You helped me. You saved me. And I'm sorry I couldn't repay that favor 10 times over. Like I wish I could.
If you wish to repay the favor, do your best to ensure that your bastard does not live the way I have. To live a life of less than, part of. I ask you can do what you can.
If there's anything I can... Sorry, you.
If you're unable to, I just might have to come down from heaven, haunt some sense into you.
Well, don't tempt him.
Indeed.
Or I'll claw my way from hell. I hope that St. Peter will welcome me. It's an odd feeling. It's like a fear, but I also don't fear it at the same time. It's almost welcoming.
You've more than earned your place in your heaven, I think. And to your request, I will. Whatever I can.
Thank you.
We'll make sure that Eerie and Catfile get out of here okay.
Please do. I love them. I love them so much. I feel so tired. I feel a call of sleep.
You see that same energy that she was sucking out of Ira start to come out of sorry, my brain's not working. I'm ruining the moment. It's almost like your breath in the winter, right? It just comes out like a mist and starts to come out of every place of Edward.
Thus comes the final stop. The cousin to sleep.
Good night, Edward, and goodbye.
I'll never forget what you've done for me.
Right.
With that, Edward's corpse at this point slowly drifts to the ground. Almost as if lying to sleep.
The scene changes briefly. We see a silent montage vignette of Edward, or of Gortrix, or sorry, Edward, yeah, being reburied. Like, and Dallin and Gortrix and Cadfael and Florence kind of standing over his grave. The vignette continues to another spot. We see Gortrix standing tall and proud in the court of King Uther. This is the new one, bodyguard of the king, alongside Bellius and the others. And I'm going to close with a small vignette from Dallin. Where does Dallin end up?
Dallin retires to the manor out in Camelot Forest. And they spend their time there comfortably. They try to build something out of the lands that are there, more than just an outpost. And every day, they walk out into the forest, and they wait. And they see if they get to talk to their brother again.
As you stand out in the woods, you hear the sound of hoofs in the distance, trotting of a horse, and it's not long before you see the Silvered Knight, Dallin. I think it ends with Elizabeth smiling and Dallin smiling back at them.
Exactly what I was picturing.
And that is the end of Favoured Sons. Thanks everyone for watching, and thanks guys so much for being great players, great role players. That was
it was wonderful.
Wonderful.
very, very good.
Boy, fate was with us on making that nice and thematic and interesting and dynamic. Oh, wow.
Absolutely. Good God. Like, admittedly, the dice weren't with us for a while, but when they turned, it's so
this could have
good.
very easily been a we all die scenario.
Yes, incredibly so. Like, if you didn't crit with that love of family, you would have eventually crit with sword quite easily. All you had to do was roll above 10.
My shit
10 or
roll
above.
saved us.
Yes.
All right.
Died as he lived.
We end tonight with the end of Favoured Sons and the year 484. Let's go ahead and do it in reverse order. We're going to do some outros starting with Liam, then up to Mark.
For the last time as my main PC, I have been Sir Dallin of Durnford, and I am very much looking forward to the next part of the campaign. Thank you all for being a part of this with us.
Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. I was just looking at our handy-dandy Discord. By the way, did you know we have a Discord? Come join us. I think you can find the link somewhere or other. I'm sure someone posted it in a chat or something. You can find it on our YouTube channel. I think, did we update it? I'm not sure if we have updated it yet. If not, we'll be updating it soon.
We're good.
It's all fixed then.
Yeah.
It's all fixed. Come join us. And yeah, I have been Mark, playing Sir Edward for this prologue. I had so much fun with this. This has been really great, playing with just some amazing role players and an amazing GM. This has just been a lot of fun, and I am so excited when we get into the main thing.
Thanks, Mark. Thomas.
Oh, I'm Thomas, and I've been Gortrix. I've loved playing Gortrix, and I've loved seeing his dynamic on all of the different players and all of the NPCs. And how a person with no head in his skull can make his way through the Utherian period. But I just wanted to say I've been friends with you guys for a long time, and I've loved doing this. This is my first time in a streaming platform work, and I've had a lot of fun. I've loved seeing how we've grown, both as a platform and just as characters in general, because that's why I play. It's for the RP and for hanging out with my people. And of course, now I'm contractually obligated, the audience. You're the real stars.
The real MVPs. Thanks for sticking it out. For, I want to call out to Rebecca and Megan too for sticking out and being a live audience. It definitely adds some intense feelings when things are happening. To have people cheering on. I know it's really late at night. Well, hopefully we'll be able to change that in the future. I'm Bob. I've been the GM through this. I wanted to give praise again to the players. I think you guys did amazing, and this wouldn't have worked half as well with lower quality in the seats you guys filled. So I wanted to thank you guys for that. We'll be continuing on year 485. We have the next chapter in our Great Pendragon campaign, the Sword of Valor. I'll also be at the same time in September, October, launching A Gathering of Branches. Stumbled over that. It's getting late. And with chapter 1 of that, which is the Barrow Vale. So look forward to both those. They're kind of continuations of what we built here. I think I'm really excited for the future. I'm sad to see Goretrix, Edward, and Dallin go, but I think this is like a really, really fitting end for how they go. So, and of course, with Dallin and Goretrix and the relationships these characters built, we get to see where those continue on through the perspective of our young vassal knights of Salisbury. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you more in the next year. Take care, everyone.
Yay!
Bye.